for MJ? Are you here? Yes, you are. I see the t-shirt. Girl, show love. I said, you here for MJ? Show love, sis. Thank you.
Now, see, I needed that jacket to go with this.
Thank God. Can I get you on my video?
Absolutely.
Because I went to Regal yesterday. There was nobody really dressed up.
Real?
Oh, wait. There's two of y'all. Yes! Let's go. That's what's up. I'm like, is people going to be dressed up? Yes, we can. Thank you. We need a pose. We need a pose. Ah, nice. See? No video. TikTok. You got a dance move? You got a dance move? Yes! All right, I need a pose. I need some love. Loving it. Thank you. Oh, no way! No way! No way! There's a whole bus, y'all! Can I get a video of it here? Oh, there's more people coming out. Oh, so I said, is that a video? That is so cool. My favorite. Bubbles in the building. You guys are amazing. This is all Theater 13. Everybody's gonna see it? Yes. Michael Love, I see your t-shirt. Bad. Video, let's go. MJ Love. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Thank you so much. I'm tagging you in this one. Yes. This is crazy.
Thank you.
I thought you was playing with me.
I know. You should see my page.
That's good.
Happy Michael Tuesday. I thought it was Monday. It is Tuesday on a Tuesday. And now it's almost Wednesday. Hi, everybody. As we are celebrating probably one of the most epic movie experiences I ever had in my life. And I've had some epic moments. One that comes to mind is the one with Ryan Gosling coming to Lincoln Center and surprising the fire out of us. And if you all saw that reaction, just in case you didn't, let me see if I still have that clip. So you know the bar's high. If I'm saying this is one of the most epic, do I still have the Ryan thing? Oh, something fell. Awesome. Yes, I think I still have the Ryan thing. Here's a small clip of me meeting Ryan Gosling and Lincoln Center earlier this year. So the bar is high. I don't think I'm ever going to erase that clip. I don't know if I've ever shared this on a live, but I'll never forget that day. It was 2 days after I got out the hospital, and I had a horrible side effect that was messing with the movement in my arm. And I was like, I don't want to see this movie. I have the worst seat in the house. But what made me go was, if you want popcorn buckets or the little trinkets and stuff, you always want to go the first week of a movie or first weekend or whatever. So I said, man, if I got the worst seat in the house, the least that could happen is seeing Ryan Gosling. True story. This was a thought in my freaking head. And lo and behold, he pops up, and that's why I kept screaming, and I was like, my seat, because I was like, I hated my seat so much, but I said there must be a reason why I could not switch seats, and that was it. And I'm learning, um, as I'm facing new challenges, stuff that I never thought I'd have to face so soon, that whenever God blocks us from something, it's a redirection. So there's no such thing as, a bad situation. Even though I know it sounds so crazy to say, but from trusting for someone who gone through so much already and still going through stuff, it's just like every time I just say, you know what? There's a reason why I got this really crappy seat. And so with that being said, um, with this whole Michael movie, um, it has been surrounded by some things I will not be sharing on this particular live, maybe on my vlog channel, but there's still beauty in everything that's been going on, for what it's worth. And so I'll leave that there. So let me just say hi to the chat before we go into this long presentation. I thought it was going to be a short live, but minimum it's going to be an hour. What's up, George? What's up, Quiz from France? Um, Chris, Kelly, Serena, thank you for tweeting. As always, I truly appreciate you. Inez and Torin, hello, hello. Emma, I'm sure I'm saying something that's wrong. Watched it last day. Oh, the last time in IMAX, my fifth time, and I still freaked out the whole. Listen, let's be very happy that they did put it back in IMAX. The way IMAX works, hold on. Shoot. The lights in the background is driving me nuts. Is Mortal Kombat was the reason why Michael got kicked out of IMAX. But from what I could tell, it didn't do as well or perform as well. Specifically like Lincoln Center. I noticed if you can't fill that room, they're going to kick you out and put you somewhere else and put a movie that's going to like fill it up. So I saw Michael and IMAX Sunday, 4:45. It was almost a sold out show, unheard of. I've mentioned this in Tori's live, but Lincoln Center is not known for a lot of black people to go. Usually, like you'll see a lot of black people go to like 42nd, 34th, sometimes 125th Street, 84th Street. Lincoln Center, I'm usually like I feel like a chocolate chip. You'll see a couple of black people here and there, which doesn't bother me, to be honest. I'm very comfortable around all races. I don't care who's there or not there. I love the whole Lincoln Square experience. It's got the best IMAX screen I've ever seen. The customer service is phenomenal. It's not far from my house. I can list all the reasons why I keep going to that one as opposed to Kips Bay or 34th Street. I like 34th Street, but I don't like the IMAX that much. I'm keeping it real with you compared to, that one. And honest to God, this is the most black people. I say that that's the most black people I've ever seen in Lincoln's Square in my life ever. And I'm like, every time I go there, we're minimum like 60 to 80% of the people in the audience, which is unheard of for that theater. And for those who go to Lincoln Center Square, like if it's just like, I don't know, but if you got people traveling all over the city to get to this screen, it says a lot about what you've done with the movie. I'm sorry. My trip for the movie was fun, but there were some issues with my hotel, airport, and both issues, oh my God, result in something better for me in the end. Isn't that funny how that turns out? And I know when you're going through a setback, you're angry. You're just like, God, why me? Why me? And some of our setbacks are way tougher than others, but I don't know what I can share about my family, but some of my family has gone through tougher stuff than me. And now it's my turn. And I didn't get mad. I said, things turned out better for you when you were in this situation. So if I have to go through it next, then I'm gonna trust that God got something better for me. So I'm glad that everyone's starting to understand alignment and redirection, and even when someone you love passes away, there's purpose in that storm. When you lose your job, God forbid if you go homeless, if you get sick, there's purpose in all those storms. It's just you just got to figure out what was that purpose. What is God trying to take me to? So in Germany, it actually never left. That's awesome. You're lucky. I know for New York, we have it for one more day, which is Wednesday, and then the screens are going to go to the Mandalorian. Mixed feelings, because you guys know I'm big. If you don't know, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I got the Mandalorian in the background and some Star Wars stuff in the background. Huge Star Wars fan, specifically the Mandalorian, but Star Wars in general. So I was like, damn, man, Mando and Grogu is taking up the screens again. But here's the thing. Let's just say it doesn't perform well. Not that I'm ever going to wish that. I'm really not. Then there might be a chance we might see Michael again. I know for Project Hail Mary, anytime there was an opportunity to get the screen back, Project Hail Mary got those screens back. And Project Hail Mary, I have to give its props. Anytime it went into an IMAX, it would sell out every freaking time. Carol, I'm telling you, you were spoiling me, and I'm mad. I'll take it. Thank you for the super chats. We could use all the money we can get. Oh my God, Invincible Jackson! I'm so mad at you. I am so mad, but I'm so glad you're here. You're actually in the slide. I didn't. Just for the record, I didn't call Tori because I didn't want to bother her. I have been MIA. For some of you guys know why. So I didn't want to like just come out of nowhere. I just decided out of nowhere just to come out because it's time to come back. I saw the biopic for the second time in Dolby, and it was amazing. I was able to see things that I missed from. Yes, I highly recommend minimum seeing this 3 times. Now I'm going to have some insanity on this slide, but I promise you, minimum 3 is my recommendation. But if you could do more, do more. Oh, thank you. It's so nice to see you, and I honestly appreciate everything. Life is tough. And I know God got this purpose in that. Ah, well, girl, if you want to come in, you want to come in. Is my phone near me? Yes. If you want to come in, let me know. My phone's near me. So I got off of jury duty. I'm so glad. It's so sad. Oh man, don't let life get you down. Like when I was doing this live, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to share and what I didn't want to share. For now, I just want to celebrate the movie. I want to celebrate that I woke up today, and I want to celebrate that I got a roof over my head. And yeah, everything's gonna be all right. All right, so let's see. I'm going to actually, Tori, I'm gonna give you the link right after. There's another clip I get to play. I give it to you right after. It's like a commercial break. It's not like a good Tori conversation. All right, so we're going to give me grace, guys. I have not done this in a minute. Like that's what took me so long to get on the live. All my stuff, Canvas, Streamer, everything kicked me out because I've been off of it so long. Even though I was on Tori's channel, it was her channel, so I haven't been on this in a minute. Here we go. Is this it? There we go. So that clip is coming from the Gadgetrish TikTok. Now, if you're a Michael Jackson fan, I'm going to highly suggest you go to the I Love the Jackson Family TikTok. The reason why I went under Gadgetrish because it fell under quote unquote film. Because I do like a movie pop culture type of gadgety channel on Gadgetrish. I never was so confused on where to put content in my life. Because I was just like, how do you want to do this? And honestly, I think it worked out because it's just like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube kind of figured out how to make it work. So it is a little tough, but Michael Jackson's all over my timeline, whether it's my vegan channel, the Jackson channel, or the Gadget Trish, and that says a lot about the impact of the movie and how it has made people. It's like Michael mania on a level that I've never even experienced in my life. Like when I was little, there was Michael mania. I was under 10 when Thriller came out, and that type of Michael media was very similar to some of the stuff you guys saw in the media. Like when Michael came somewhere, he would shut everything down. It was unbelievable. And then, of course, Michael media came again when he passed away, and that stayed for many years. I mean, for Michael Jackson fans, it's always Michael mania. But you guys know what I mean. When you see things on timelines and you see functions and things coming up more frequent, that's part of more of a Michael mania type of frenzy. And so this is different because now you have very young fans, very new people learning about Michael because of the movie, and it's caused like this beautiful. Like I knew like the movie was going to change things, but not to this level, like not even a little bit. So it's freaking awesome. Um, I'm so happy the movie is a knockout. Yes, yes, so am I. Did people dance when the movie was over? So for the only movie I got that experience was my third time seeing it, which was the Michael Jackson premiere, which is April 24th. I never got this experience again. Like there's times I dance by myself. I know on May the 4th, I found one guy dancing with me with my lightsaber. And then I just saw it again today, and it's like the crowd will be lively. And even the one on Sunday, like some people were swaying in the crowd with their hands, but it wasn't like what I experienced at Lincoln Square. So I'm definitely going to show you guys all the highlights from that night. You're going to see little parts of what I experienced, but I never saw like what's going on in Europe or what's going on in parts of the United States where people are like the minute bag comes on, everyone's in the front. I've never experienced that yet. I know Tori experienced that, and I'll let Tori talk about her experience, but nah, man, unfortunately, no. I'm so happy that I finally got to see the movie in IMAX this past Friday for the first time. When it was brought back, I saw it 2 times on the standard screen before, so I watched it 3 times. That's awesome. Even if you see it once, all I'm asking, because Michael has probably one of the biggest fan bases on YouTube. I think it's like 35 million plus or something to that effect. If we just see it once, I mean, the overall goal is to get it to 1 billion as quickly as possible. But yeah, I know everyone's money is tight. I forgot to make a slide about how I'm seeing movies on a budget, but I'll talk about that in a second. Um, yeah, heck yeah. You know, when I saw the movie today, I had a whole different perspective. I saw this movie a lot now. The Michael biopic movie is the most I've ever seen a movie in a theater since the 90s. So in the 90s, I worked for a movie theater. So I think I probably saw Clueless the most in the theater, but I don't know how many times. But I'm talking about like this is the most I've ever seen a movie where I'm paying money in this era. And by the time I'm done with this whole Michael thing, Michael will probably be the movie I've seen the most in the movie theater ever. I knew um I know it's not about the numbers, but we got to break the record for biopics. Can we do 1 billion? I agree. We know how Michael is. Yes. I think Michael would be so proud of Jafar, his family, the fans. Just I think Michael, if he was able to talk, would be so happy with the outcome. And I'm super proud of Giuliano, Little Mike, Big Mike. You know what I've learned about the movie for myself. My infatuating with the movie really is Jafar. I am so freaked out on how much he embodied Michael Jackson. I'm just like, what? Like I've never seen nothing like this. Japan is still waiting for the release. I believe that could help. I absolutely believe. There's a rumor Russia might get it. If Russia gets it, I will be shocked. Because sometimes when I put up MJ content, it will tell me it's blocked in Russia. It's interesting. I saw Sister Act 10 times. That's funny. I love that. I saw Michael too. All right. Hey, Georgie. Um, so yeah, that's the shout out to my own TikToks. If you are interested in movie pop culture, get ready with me, that kind of stuff. Movie fits. Of course, you're going to see a lot of Mandalorian content mixed with Michael because it's Mandalorian week for us, for our Star Wars fans. Then join Gadget Trish. You will see Michael Jackson on that particular channel for at least another month because I'm still going to the biopic. But as soon as the biopic is over, then all the MJ stuff exclusively goes on I Love the Jackson Family. So just in case you're just like, who do I join? If you want to join both, that'd be even greater. But for Gadget Trish, my goal is to get it to at least to 1K. And I would like to also thank you guys for getting my TikTok account for over 2K. That happened very recently. I think the biopic is pushing that page big time. So here's a shout out to my partner. And actually, let me see if I could just get her on here. Where's this my partner is Tori from Invincible Jacksons. She's also a Jackson Family channel, but she has more of a historic aspect about what she does. So if you want to learn about the Jacksons, like really learn, she's really good at like putting pieces of the bus puzzles together. Really, really, really good. Like highly recommend. It's not because she's my partner. It's because she really knows she knows what she's doing. She's awesome. Can I find? Oh, okay, I'm gonna send her the link now. Let me see, Tori. It's so weird. I'm so used to being in bed. I've been watching TV, which is unheard of. I haven't gone to the movies. Actually, that was part of my time out. I just needed to get to the movie theater myself. I just needed to be home. But I'm glad I'm watching. I think I'm watching The Boys. I was trying to watch the whole season before the season finale, which is today, but whatever. So, this is not a movie, just a movie. It's a Moonwalker movement. And so I don't know if that was their intentions, but that's what it became. It brings fans together across all generations. And even though, like I said, I knew the movie was going to do well, but I didn't expect such an outpouring of love. And it's so well deserved because we'll speak more about Jafar in the future of this post. But to see Jafar's level of dedication to playing his uncle is even more impressive because yes, he has a swag, yes, he has a voice, yes, he has the looks, but I don't think you get what it took for him to be Michael freaking Jackson. Like, no clue. Like, it's amazing. Hey, Tori's here. Hey, Tori.
Hi.
So, what is your like feedback about the movie being way more than a movie?
Oh yeah, like you said, it's a movement, and the time where it really hit was like opening night. Not opening night, early access opening night. That one. That's when it hit. I was like, oh snap, because like that's like you were just talking about. Like we ran down there the Chinese theater, and in the front there was enough space for like a dance party. So like a portion of the theater ran down and we were all just dancing and stuff through the credits, and then like it was that moment I realized I'm like, oh man, this is a movement. Like for real. Then on top of that, like people are seeing it. Like um people I never expected to. Or people like for example, my brother, it gotta be a special movie for him to watch. Even just once. He's seen it 3 times. 2 of it he went on his own. My parents, I just took them tonight. They loved it. I was not expecting the response. I thought they'd be like, "Oh yeah, it was cool, it was cool." But I was hearing them like actively like talking and laughing at the funny parts and reacting to the parts that made them, like and stuff. Like it was real cool just to see the reactions and stuff. But just overall, like he's charting high. He made it to the top of the global 200. Like it, this is definitely a movement, like all around the world and stuff. I was This is the second Michael Mania that I've experienced. The first one was right after he passed.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I'm actually an adult, and now we're in the social media age. I think with social media, it's taking it even farther.
Yeah. I'm seeing people on my FYP I've never seen before, but I'm so grateful to see them, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Carol asks, how did you feel when you saw Havenhurst and the music? Um, Now, if you guys are not familiar, me, Carol, and Tori, and a few other of us have been lucky enough to go to Havenhurst. And unfortunately, this year, the King of Popcorns sold out, but you still can go. But you have to go under a membership. So King of Popcorn was 500, but the third
Mm-hmm.
tier is 900, and I'm going to say 950, just to round it up. I'd rather be over than under. If you get the third tier of the 777 Club from Hill, Los Angeles, then you will get a free ticket to go to the King of Popcorn and then go see Havenhurst. For us, now Tori and I went there and Carol, I think Carol was there too, when it was 800. Remember the first one was 800?
Uh-huh.
And we went. Um, for a membership, you're going to have special access to I would say Hill Los Angeles events first. And now that the whole Michael biopic has changed the whole everything for Hill Los Angeles, those tickets are selling way faster. So you're going to want to be in those meetings. You're going to have the early access. I speak for someone that did pay for 800 for 100 and what $50 more. You'll get the membership and the ticket. Um, and then you'll get to go to Havenhurst. Uh, Unfortunately, this is Thriller sold out as well. A lot of the stuff that would take a little bit longer to sell has all sold out already. So I'm glad that I got to see so much Havenhurst. To answer your question, Carol, because I felt like that movie was more part of me. I knew the significance of Havenhurst the minute they said, "Oh, you guys can see it in the daytime." So I was like, "Oh," so I even went there at Thriller nights, and I think that ticket was like one was like 1,200 and something. But I've always had this appreciation for the Jackson family history, and I've always wanted to experience it in the ways that I've experienced it. And of course, it's a tax write off. It's an opportunity to meet fans like Carol and Tori. MJ Fangirl comes to those things sometimes. I know Rocky comes out there. My other sisters come out there. So, you'll see the fans that've been in the fandom for a long time and will just do whatever just to be part of the Jackson family legacy, just to experience it. And Havenhurst, once upon a time, was never accessible to fans. And
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people, do it while it's available. You never know what the future can hold, which means it may not be a feature in the future. I mean, I hope it never gets that way, but you never know what could change. Just like one day it wasn't a situation and now it is. So, but don't go broke either. If you can't afford it, please don't take a loan or nothing out. But I'm saying if you have a tax return or a bonus, I know someone who got a big bonus recently and they could have got a few tickets, for King of Popcorn memberships if they chose to spend their money that way. So John will be doing a Zoom in June. Oh, that's awesome. I think the one from 22 was 1,500, but if you got early access, I think it was 1,200. Those tickets went quick. Those 1,200 went really quick. Um, so I think everything about that movie. I mean, we'll talk more about the movie. It wasn't perfect, but it became the perfect movie by accident. I don't
Yeah.
think I was like, no, it wasn't perfect, but it works. I think it really resonates with normies, and it even resonate with me. I'm like, I'm not, I'm not above it. We're gonna play another clip from the Lincoln Center night. For those who have seen it, this might be an opportunity to go to the bathroom, get some water. Otherwise than that, I'm going to show you what I experienced. My only turn up night. Yeah, here we go. This is a 2-minute and 17 second clip of what happened in Lincoln Square, April 21st. 24th, I'm sorry.
You like the hoodie?
You know what I'm rapping today. This is our song. Look at all this MK love.
Take it to the world.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Ain't no seats. They don't start until we get there.
Thank you. The glove, I want you in this video. I want as many people so the world can see how much we appreciate this legacy. I love the Jackson family. All right, let's go. That's what's up. Thank you, my moonwalkers. My moonwalkers. You look so good. Boy, this is the overload. I love it. Get over here. Thank you. Show that wish shirt. I see you. Love it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I love it. This is so cute. She came far for this. Did my team I set out?
All right, ready?
How are you? Wait. Y'all got hug. Hey. Off the wall. I'm sorry. That's it. And the camera person. Love. Did you? I didn't see Gloria yet.
All right, so that was some of our highlights from that night. Like I said, I wasn't expecting that particular theater to have that kind of energy. Usually that energy is in Harlem, but I'm going to speak from my perspective because of the screen. I chose that one, and also I've gotten very like pampered to a certain kind of customer service, and I feel like Lincoln Square is for me my theater of choice. 125th Street, when I did see the biopic, it was a great experience, but I don't know, something happened. I don't know why the culture stopped going to 125th, because that's where we used to go. But I'll leave that there. I mean, I know why I stopped going, but I'll leave that there. I got like read between the lines. I think I said what I said what I said saying it. Hey, no, we're just getting started. What's up, Tiff? Did anyone get merch? Not that night. So this is what I noticed, and I hope movie theaters are addressing this. I don't think it's fair, even though I have benefited from the early drops, but I don't think it's fair when a movie comes out, let's say the 24th, and you don't have merch for the 24th. If you're going to do an early drop, then you need to have, let's say, 50 blankets for the early access, maybe another 50 the next day, and then maybe 100 for the actual release. This stupidness of releasing things before the movie comes out, and then when the movie comes, you have nothing, is weird, bro. I'm sorry. Again, even though I benefit from it, I'm like, that's not fair. That's why people spend, because it's more money to go to the movie on a premiere day, way more. So if I can't get merch, then why am I here? So I know Tori didn't get merch except for what she's got like from going to LA. I got this as a gift recently. because this never even came to New York.
Yeah, like I'm kind of in the same boat because the theaters that had that one and like the other specialty popcorn bucket, I don't have in my city, and I only have Regal and AMC. AMC had the blanket, and I could have got it, but they was talking about $50. I'm like,
But
no.
that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous.
So, and then I guess, well, I don't know exactly how it was here opening night, if there was any freebies or anything, because I hadn't seen it here until like a week after or something like that. I was seeing it the first times in LA, but Regal could have had something here, like a freebie or something like that, but I don't believe that they really had any merch.
I agree with you because so I guess I got my merch by accident, and I was actually gonna put that clip up. There's a clip of me like behind that never got shown. I was watching Stranger Things, 80 Tales of 85. Went across the street, just had this weird feeling to go across the street, and then they had the buckets. They let me buy it, but then like when I put my post up, someone told me Sunday before 11 a.m. it was sold out already, which means you never had a lot. And then I found out Regal 14th Street never got it. So from what I know, there's only 2 Regals in the city, and you're telling me only one got it, and they sold out by Sunday morning, and they never reissued the buckets again. So when people like Soli and me actually came for the real week, actually me and Soli came for early access, and there was no more merch already, and I was upset because my cousin wanted a bucket, and I was just like, even if because I'll go back to a theater. Like I can't say I live close to 42nd, but I live like less than 30 minutes, right? Which is kind of close. So I'll go back. It's not a big deal. But it's like someone was like, "Oh, don't even bother. They're sold out." What? Before 11 a.m. on a Sunday? That means you only had like what 50 buckets? It was kind of whack. I'm sorry. It's just like that's weird. So I know today I only saw Michael Jackson the biopic because I was like, "Oh, what if they have the Mandalorian merch out early? I'm there already." I think the movie theaters are getting the memo to stop doing it. Like Cinemark, they don't care. But I'm talking about Regal and AMC specifically because you drop it way too early. You never have enough, and then you cause a frenzy like it's a swatch, watch drop. Like what are we doing? Like I
Yeah.
know for me, this is my last popcorn bucket. It's the Mandalorian because I'm kind of over the popcorn culture. They're making it like sneaker culture, and I'm not here for this. Like stop playing. It's gotten really stupid. And then for Michael, I think it was even worse because like I don't understand how AMC didn't have buckets altogether. That was weird. And then the
Right.
only option was a $50 freaking blanket. A $50 blanket in this economy? Are you freaking nuts?
The crazy thing is the one that I was at in LA, they had the blankets stocked. And then when we found out what the price was, we put them back on that shelf. I think we went back maybe the next day or 2 days later. Them jokers was sold out. They were gone.
If I didn't have a blanket, I would have got it. But I have my blanket and my mom's blanket. Me and my mom had the same blanket. And then like I have the I Love the Jackson blanket. And I'm like, I think all 3 of those blankets put together were not $50. I was like, and one of my blankets are customized. Customized stuff is more money. How would 3 blankets? Now get it, 2009 prices is different from 2026, but still my 3 blankets might be equivalent to $75 compared to like $50 for one blanket. That's crazy. I was like, no, I'll pass on that sucker. I got the buckets. Well, I only wanted one bucket, but I'm grateful I got the fedora. The fedora is actually better in person than it did looks in pictures. But I was just like, And then that's another thing, Tori. They didn't even have a lot of buckets, right? It was only the one with the vinyl and the fedora, and that was it. The Mandalorian, I think, has like 7 buckets.
Wow. See, if I would have gotten a bucket, I would have at least wanted the record one, the one with the lid, because then you could put like your stuff in there, like your movie, like it could be like a display thing, like you could have it on display, but inside it could hold like your movie tickets or your other Michael Jackson little collectible things.
Yeah. Now that I have both, I still agree with you. The record one's better, and I keep saying I'm gonna like release why I like center buckets, but I keep reshooting this one video and keep forgetting shots. So that's why you keep seeing me in the bad outfit, because I shot it in the bad outfit. Even today, I had the bad outfit again and forgot my watch. So if you guys ever shoot videos and stuff, continuity is a thing. And it's like, for me, I would notice something like that. I'd have been like, wait a minute, where's the watch? Because my watches are kind of big. So I was like, you know what? I'm about to just scrap the video. I'm over it. So, Tiffany, the reason why you may not be getting noticed, especially in my case, I haven't been online for a while. But thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Um, I went Thursday afternoon quiet. The movies are definitely going to start getting quieter. We're almost a month in,
Mm-hmm.
and so some of y'all might be Michael'd out. Some of you, but I'm really focusing on ones who have not seen it yet. Go see it.
Yeah.
Um, oh, that's awesome, George. I got a popcorn bucket, um, hat and t-shirt. That's awesome.
I forgot they had the shirt.
I would love a Jafar t-shirt. I mean, me and Tori been begging for Jafar merch years ago, and
It's
I'm like,
okay
I
because
I never saw it. I never saw those t-shirts.
I had to make my own, but it was worth it.
Right? I'm like, I would appreciate that. I didn't get merch either. This is a shame. The merch thing is so disheartening. Yeah, my theater waits until movie release date. That's cool.
That's like that's nice at least because or at least like if you're gonna have like Trish was saying, like if you're gonna have them like limited early stock, like get them early before the crowds come. Maybe that could be some incentive, but then have a larger portion of stock, like the main one for like release day and like as like the movie is in theaters.
Mm. Oh wow. Tiffany said, but no Regals in my city had merch, and I had to go to my local Cinemark. My opinion, I don't think they believe in this movie. Like, for example, the
Mhm.
projections for The Mandalorian is actually really bad. Um, like they said, it might be the lowest attendance for a Star Wars movie ever. However, they know their fan base, and they know their fan base is going to buy the merch, whether the movie is a hit or not. And this is what pissed me off.
Mhm.
I don't understand why Michael Jackson fans didn't get that same love. We've always wanted an official Michael Jackson bucket. We kind of got one in 2012 for the Immortal show, like that, but that was over 10 years ago, and it was plastic, and we haven't had one since. So I was just
Yeah.
like, this is long overdue. Michael Jackson's known for eating popcorn. If y'all can count how many times Michael had popcorn in the biopic alone, like the popcorn meme, the king of popcorn in Hill, Los Angeles. Why did you not drop the merch? I don't even care if you didn't believe in the film. Believe in the fandom. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say. Even with the low projections of The Mandalorian, the merch launch is estimated to be $300 to $500 in merch if you get every bucket, if you get every T-shirt, if you get, because they know their fan base. And I think the Star Wars fan base and the Moonwalkers is the same passionate kind of people. They're going to support their fandom. It's weird. And like the fact that Regal didn't really support, AMC gave us this overpriced blanket. Cinemark, I give them their love, but Cinemark is not in New York, it's in New Jersey. So I'm like, I'm not going to Jersey for this. Like, and then I get there's nothing there. Come on now.
See, what
So
they could have did was like how they saw, oh, IMAX peeped, like, oh shoot, this movie is huge. Like people are still going. Like I went last week. I just went to like a standard AMC showing. When I tell you that theater was sold out,
mm,
and like even though what was that week 3 or 4 from release date, people were still like it was packed in there. And not only that, the energy I like for my city, like it's they don't ever really do a whole lot, but for my city, like the energy was good in there. I had a really good time. I went by, it was the only time I went to see this movie by myself, and I had a great time. I liked hearing like the people's reactions and stuff, seeing it for the first time, and you could just tell that people were still really engaged. So I'm glad they brought it back in IMAX. But what they could have done was like, oh shoot, like Cinemark, I believe you can buy merch and get it shipped to you from their website. So they could have restocked it online and been like, oh, we're bringing it back by popular demand.
I agree. I agree. Because I was just like, this is great for the reselling market, but I just feel like you guys never even gave us a chance. So I'm like, how's there a reselling market when you just never had a market? Tiffany writes, Regal has a set budget for merchandise for all movies throughout the year, so that's why it's so limited and hard to get. That's crazy. We got played, man. We got played. We had no merch in Woodland Hills. Oh, hey, Danny. Dan missed you. What's good? I loved Michael. I saw it 2 times and cried both times. Human nature performance. Listen, we have this whole segment on that human nature thing. I found the clip of me hearing it for the first time. I think it was April 22nd. And for the most part, I was very conservative. When Human Nature came out, I just started
Ah,
dancing. I couldn't help it. He embodied Michael so much. It is amazing slash eerie as hell. That's how much he embodied
mhm.
Michael. How the hell did you do that? Um,
Even the manner, like the mannerisms and stuff. Like there was one scene. I'm like, I was not around then. I've never met Michael, but I could see him explaining it this same exact way with the same exact facial expression. I could just see it. It was spot on.
yeah. I mean, I wish I could have. So listen, in my Delulu head, um, Michael, if he was alive, would have been my bestie. Now, granted, Michael is
Hmm.
my around my mom's age, or right? No, he's a little younger than my mom. But the point is, but I do have older friends, so I was like, oh no, like I could see us being besties for real. And now I'm going to sound really delulu, but there's something about his son, and Toy can tell you, like me and Prince have this weird connection. Like it's so weird because I'm like, I think one of the reasons why I appreciate Prince is because Prince appreciates us, and I think
Yeah.
Michael would have a very similar rapport with the fans. So it's just like, even though I never met Michael, I'm so grateful that I've met his son. Like Prince gets it. And then just seeing the movie, I don't know what parts Prince played in the movie, but I feel Prince's presence. There were little sayings like the Heli Comet thing. I've actually heard Prince say that to promote a Hill Los Angeles thing. If
Oh,
Heli Comet came all the time, I was like, oh my God,
wait a minute.
Prince said that. Like I
Is
remember he
that
said that. Yeah.
is
So
that where I heard that from? Because I
that's
remember
from
when he said it, I
Prince.
said, "Where did I hear this?" I know he said it or somebody said it.
His son said it. There's
What?
also little nuggets, and I'm like, huh? Like, and I appreciated that though, because Prince studies Michael too. Like he studies his dad. Like he was young when his dad passed away. So, he has to research too and learn stories to his aunts and uncle and stuff. So it's just like, just it's amazing. Like it's just some people you just wish, like, I wish we really could have been friends. It would have been awesome. He said he joined the Jackson side of the chat. This movie was so much it has for me it has one of the highest replay values I've ever seen in a movie in a
Mhm.
very long time. As much as people criticize it for what it didn't have, it's the exact reason why it works, if that makes any sense. um
Yeah.
you want something heavier? American Dream still exists. You want something heavier? What's that one? Searching for Neverland exists. That's kind of heavy.
Ooh.
That's
And get
more
the book.
the darker years of Michael. Um, this is not that movie. This is a well, we'll get more into what it is, but it's not that. That's all I'm gonna say. It's something different and it works. I never knew
Yeah.
the Bill Bray met Michael when he was a kid. I never even knew about the whole Bill Bray. I've seen this man forever. He's in every freaking picture. Didn't
Hmm.
know who he was, but I'm glad he was in the movie.
Do you remember when in the Jacksons and American Dream when they were like kids in a hotel and I think they had played a prank and a bucket of water dumped on this man's head?
Oh,
I
that was Bill.
Yeah, that was supposed to be Bill Bray, I think. Or he was like there while they were throwing water balloons or something like that. But it
Yeah,
was like a brief cameo.
that's awesome, actually. Cause I've seen this man my whole life, but like you, Tori, would have paid attention to the Bill Brays. I know MJ Fangirl, Red Jackson from London. You guys are really good at knowing the ins and outs of this stuff. Me, I've always just focused on the Jacksons, and I understand the ecosystem. And like I'll focus on the Jacksons or the fandom. I never focus on the people that make it possible for the Jacksons to exist. You know what I'm saying? Which is it's just as important. So
I do
listen,
like
I hope John got some merch too, because John and his team of people be doing some
oh
dope stuff. I like remember they had the Havenhurst merch. Now I personally didn't buy any, but Solely brought me some Havenhurst merch. Solely, if you ever see my live, thank you, sis. You are the best, man.
yeah, they
So
just posted the trivia night stuff from
I
The Michael
saw
movie release
that.
week. Those prizes, they gave out so much. I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, you know what I love about John? John is clearly an MJ fan too. So he seems to create what I think he would have wanted to see at an event. If you
Hmm.
guys have never gone to a Hill Los Angeles event, no glaze, I'm not getting paid. I'm a paying customer. It is something you want to experience, whether it be This Is Thriller or Hill Lost. What is it? King of Popcorn. Tori did trivia night. Um, yeah, it's someone, the person that's running it, or one of the people that's running it, which is John Muto. He gets how to elevate an event. He gets it. It's so many like details, even like the designs for our popcorn buckets, our cups. It's just so well thought of. Like and I know it's a lot of work. It's like, yes, it's a lot of money, but it does go to the children. We know whatever the profits are, it goes back to the children for Hill Los Angeles. You get to do a tax write off. It's a way of keeping it going. Cause I'm like, you know, I don't know what it takes to run an organization like this, but it looks expensive, because you're giving food gift cards, you're having, programs like that. It's looks expensive. No joke. I really don't get tired of watching. Yeah, I don't either.
No, same.
But so I'm gonna keep it real. I was only gonna see it 3 times, but that stupid Rotten Tomatoes was acting stupid. And I remember I made a video. I was like, everyone get dressed and you see this movie as many times as possible. I was so heated with them. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, this is what we doing? And it was just like, I could see if the state didn't warn us. They literally said they can't have the original format of the movie. They had to reshoot. There was some issues with the allegations. It's not that they didn't want to, is that they couldn't. Now, is that a convenient coincidence? I don't know. I don't even care. The point is they couldn't talk about it. Does that make sense? But at least the original script, it was deeper. So that's what I was
Hmm.
like. And then you could just tell by the things that we seen on the internet how many things got deleted. We didn't see nothing from the Wiz, but we saw pictures. We didn't see nothing from even though that 70s era. It all got cut out. So many things got cut out. So you got to think about what obstacles they had and what they had to work around, and somehow they still made, my opinion, a $1 billion biopic. I'm claiming that. Like,
Yeah. I think it's gonna hit 1 billion definitely. Um I was I was seeing it like back to back to back to back, like day after day after day. But then I saw it as soon as I came back home. And then I took a little break off, maybe 2 weeks off, and I saw it again last week. And when I tell you, like taking that little tiny break was kind of like refreshing because it felt Like the movie felt long because like at first I was like, yeah, and like when you see something a lot back to back, it seems quicker. But like even if y'all gotta take like a week off or whatever, I don't know when they're gonna take it out of theaters, but that's what I'm trying to get my watches in. But like take a week off, watch it with a fresh mind. It's
I
so
agree.
good.
It took a little bit over a week off, and then when I came in, I was like, "Here we go." I'm still getting chills. I know when the movie first came out, I so happily had this pocket of time, so I was able to see it so many times back to back, and then life was lifing, and then I had to like, now I'm lucky if I can see it once a week, which is fine. I saw it a gazillion times already, but
How many
my
times
whole
you seen it?
11 now.
Oh snap!
11, but it is getting harder because things are going on in the background. I have to kind of work around that now. But I was like, well, my goal was 3, and then Rotten Tomatoes made me want to do 7, and now I'm trying to get up to 14. For those who saw the post, we'll share that in a second. But I was like, no, like if y'all gonna try to play Michael, the fans are gonna just see it more. Like so I think the movie would have not been this successful if y'all didn't come for him. Like y'all set that off without even realizing it. I was just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Because I'm like, no, Michael has a lot of fans. I don't need to see it more than 3 times. Just let all the fans see it. Da, 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 da. Oh, what? You want more substance? Okay, now I want to see it more times. That's what we're done. Like we're done.
But it's like you genuinely like want to see it though, like as well.
No, I did, but I was like max 3 times. Like, so I say on average, I see a movie 3 times. Project Hail Mary, I think I saw it 4 times. Tron was the only movie I kept watching over and over again because it was visually stunning. But that was just more because it was like an artsy fartsy kind of, not artsy, but very techy. But most of the time, 3 is my max. I mean, you have to go to the theater, watch 30 minutes in trailers, commute minimum an hour to and from. I'm like, that's a lot of freaking time. So I'm like, man, but here we are, 11 times seeing the biopic. It's just like, no, you played yourself. Um, oh yeah, man, not only did that part broke my heart, I didn't realize how serious that burn was.
Yeah.
My version was, so the part when he was in the ambulance. So there is a real video of that. So all I saw as a kid, Michael was waving to the crowd. They said I mean, I don't remember it. I mean, it's a long time ago, but they said something about his head being burnt, and then my opinion, in my mind, the situation disappeared, and then he's on stage with his brothers again. That's my memory of it. I didn't realize it was that serious of a burn. I was like, oh, I do remember hearing something about he got a lawsuit, but I never realized like, oh my God, this kid's head got fried for real. Like for real, for real. What part did everybody cry? Human nature was determined to get me every time. I wouldn't say I cried, but I got chills. I got goosebumps every time I don't
Mhm.
know why that song gives me goosebumps, but I feel like I'm watching Michael. It's weird, but it's ugh. And I think that's what you guys are resonating with because I think you guys are feeling what I'm feeling. You kind of feel like you're watching Michael's. It's crazy. The movie made a lot. Yes, it did. I think it's 700 million plus now. I think merch just cost. I think merch just costs a lot of theaters companies plus. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That's why I said I don't know what's going on with the movie culture. But so look at my Mandalorian bucket. I'm taking a time out for a long time because y'all making this crazy. I'm not camping out for buckets. Like you guys see the polished version of it, but sometimes getting buckets is a thing. I don't have that kind of energy. Like that I don't have. I really didn't get emotional at the twister part, but everyone was so sweet. They did. I was so I was I was more so laughing at Bubbles playing Twister. You know, it's crazy. The Twister scene shows how lonely Michael really was, and that actually made me sad. Um, it's crazy. Even though I grew up with siblings, I was always isolated. Now I'm lucky I have another sibling with a very similar personality to me. So we were always isolated from people because everybody thought we were weird. And so, like, sometimes you can come from a family and still be alone. And I'm like, I resonated with that so much. Or you'd even be in a friend group and still feel alone. I always, honestly, I feel very alone, but I'm comfortable in my aloneness, to be honest. But it took me decades to be comfortable being alone. Because I was just like, I'd rather just be alone than to force my unique energy on anybody. Like, I get happier than most. Like I get really excited like a kid. And I'm like, and I love learning things and just, like I find people in my life that I could talk to, like Tori and I have a lot in common, surprise, even though like Tori, I can't even tell his mama, but at least I can say I feel like Tori gets me and I think vice versa, if that makes sense. But a lot of people just don't get me. And so I find myself isolated and I kind of I felt like, yo, that's deep. That's so deep. Like, how many times I want to play a board game and I can never play because nobody ever wants to play with me. I don't care if I'm 100 years old. I want to play. Like, it's so stupid. That looks like
Yo,
Michael. I'll play
the amount of
PlayStation.
times I try to get my people to play Monopoly or something.
Anything. Uno, like even Twister, I'm like, anyone to play? Everybody's gonna be like, are you serious, Trish? Because my family, they're cool, but yeah, I miss the ones that had my personality. They passed away already, so I just be like, what? Like my family will play video games though, so that I never have to play alone. But they're not into board games. I am, and I'm just like, I just like playing games. Like it's just good bonding time. Hey, King Michael, what's good?
I got Joe here.
Hey, Jojo.
He wants to know if he can share his thoughts about the movie.
Go for it. Cause I figure like Joe's like a normie that knows more than a normie, but he's still normie.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name
What's up,
is
Joe?
What's going on? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
So what's your thoughts about the movie? We want to hear.
Oh man, I've been waiting for this movie to come out since it was announced. I was so excited when they said Jafar was going to play Michael because I knew who Jafar was before they even announced him playing Michael. Because my sister, was telling me a lot about him. And I remember I seen a video of him singing with Jermaine and Your Majesty. And I was like, man, he really sounds like Michael Jackson. Like, he reminds me a lot of Michael Jackson in the 1970s. And so when they announced that he was playing Michael, I was so happy. I'm like, he's going to kill it. So I was anticipating this movie. And when I heard they were going to actually explore a lot of things that most biopics don't, I was excited for it because I'm like, we're not going to get a cookie cutter biopic. We're going to actually get something of some substance. But then, you started hearing that they had to do reshoots because they broke legal agreements. I was like, oh man, I don't know. This biopic might be not good. I'm not sure. And I was hoping that it was rumors. It was somewhere that, that how they say the truth lies in the middle. So like, some things were exaggerated, but there were some things that were true.
Mm-hmm.
So when I initially went to go watch the movie, I was like, man, Giuliano did a really good job, because if you listen to Michael Jackson speak when he was younger, he had a southern twang to him. So I feel like Giuliano, he did a good job here and there, doing the southern twang. Some parts of it, he kind of, you could hear Giuliano, but he did a good job, man. He did a good job, especially being his first acting role, and the dancing was phenomenal. I'm like, man, he really did good on the dancing and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nia Long, she's a veteran actress, so of course she's going to do good. I just wish that we got to see more aspects of Catherine other than, the I feel like sometimes with these movies, they can kind of have like a stereotypical way they want to present things. And so, they had Catherine playing, I didn't like kind of docile and stuff like that. And I know she was a sweet, but you know, Catherine, I know she was a strong person. I wish they would have showed, more aspects of that. Coleman Domingo, he's a veteran actor. He did a good job. Except I feel like in some ways they made him a little too cartoonish for Joe Jackson. The way he was acting, like
I know what you mean.
That comedic relief.
like if you listen to Joe Jackson speak in interviews, he's very calm. Like, believe it or not, a lot of the children speak like Joe Jackson. He's very calm and laid back and mellow, but I feel like they kind of played it over the top, like, Michael, you better get on that stage. And so that was, it is what it is. Now Jafar, man, for somebody that's his first acting role, he killed it. I mean, he killed it. I mean, and I mean, like the voice, like most people when they play Michael Jackson and they do the voice, it's like a caricature, but no, he actually sounded like Michael Jackson. And then the dance moves, oh my goodness, man. Like he did a phenomenal job. And he did very good for what the script gave him as far as like the dramatic acting. I was just like, man, and the thing that disappointed me the most, I wish we got to see more, I feel like in the original cut, there was more substance to Michael. But, due to legal agreements, they got rid of it. And I just wish we got more. And honestly, I wish we got more performances. I know a lot of people said, man, they did good on the performances, and they did, but I wish we got more. Like, it would have been cool to see some of that Jackson's Air stuff,
Oh, we were supposed to get more we were supposed to get more Triumph, Trish. We were supposed to get them in the studio recording the album. I'm sick. Oh.
Yeah.
Terrible.
That would have been nice too. I wish we would have got more Triumph stuff, more victory performance. And one thing, I'm a nitpick right here. I mean, for the most part, they did very good on the costumes on the victory tour. Like for the brothers, like Jermaine, he had that purple outfit on, and Tito had his black and white leather jacket on, and the way Marlon was just all that was good. When it was walking down the steps, that was grand. But I noticed one thing: Michael didn't have his military jacket on. I'm like, come on, Michael, this is his movie. Why you just have him walk out there with a t-shirt, like a collar on, with his military jacket on? You just really made it seem like, oh, Michael's like, I don't want to do this tour, so I'm just gonna throw anything on. No, Michael came out there. Them brothers came out there stepping sharp, and I wish it would have been cool, man, if they would have played into the victory tour a little bit more. I wish we would have got more songs like "Want to Be Starting Something,"
Wait. You know what? Why did they that was the song for the movie. It was the song we got for the trailer. It was the song that we got in the beginning, and then you heard little instrumentals of different versions they made for it. I wonder why I would have thought that was the song he would have performed at the end on the Bad tour. Like, I'm glad we got Bad, but like I thought maybe that would have been like the finale song, and he would have went.
No, but it was the intro. Remember?
Yeah, no, but like, I mean, like the performance wise, because it felt like they kept hinting the song throughout the whole movie.
That is true, because they played it in the beginning, like at the very, like, because when I first heard it, when he was like doing a hee, and then they started playing "Want to Be Starting Something," I thought maybe they were going to be like have him performing "Want to Be Starting Something" on Bad, and then they were just going to cut back to when he was younger, and then at the, how like some movies they'll start like. From like the end, and then they'll cut back.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna do that, but it would really been nice if they would have really played more into it. And I don't know what happened with Diana Ross, but one thing that they could have did was y'all didn't have to even include Diana Ross on the Wiz. Y'all could have had like Michael Jackson or Quincy backstage, and Michael could have been like, "Hey, I see the music that you're doing is really cool. Maybe we could work with each other or something."
That's actually important. I get that. Like, where did Quincy come from? Like
Yeah,
when
he kind of spawned out of nowhere.
right. Like he's like, well, how's your dad gonna feel? I'm like, well, where are you coming from? Like, he's like, how does he know you?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And I feel like, I know Joe Jackson had his ways, but I feel like they just made this movie like the Joe Jackson versus Michael. And like somebody else said, another creator, there was a lot that happened more than Joe Jackson. The relationship with his brothers. And one thing I want to key into was the victory tour. It was a lot. Not only did Michael have the accident with the Pepsi, but he also, Don King did some shady stuff with the ticket sales.
Oh yeah.
It was just a lot going on that y'all could have played up to show Michael being fed up with it. Man, they just, to me, even though there were some things they couldn't show, they could have focused like Motown 25. I heard Michael didn't really want to do that. The only reason why Michael did it was because he got to perform Billie Jean.
Yeah, you know what? Because like I feel like, because at first I was kind of like, I'm okay with them doing that as the montage, but looking back, that would have been cool to see the behind the scenes of it, like because the storyline like that they seem to have gone with, of course, was Joe wanting to keep him with the brothers, keep the family together, and keep him there with them. Like, oh, he could do a solo stuff, but he got to stay with the brothers too. Like, and then the whole journey of him throughout the movie trying to get the courage to break out on his own completely. Like, they could have showed that, and they're like, I don't know if I want to do it, but you know what? I'll do it if y'all let me do one of my songs so I can show like how, like, how I am now, and then that, because I don't think too many people know that story.
Yeah, I don't think too many people know it. That's the only reason why Michael did Motown 25, and Berry Gordy, he was kind of hesitant. I heard.
Yeah.
For him.
Well, he wanted to get away from that. He wanted to branch on his own. Like, actually, this is a good time to bring out some of the things that came from this. Hold on. Okay, what made this movie work for me? Or if of course, you guys can also bring out what didn't work for you. But it was a lot of like little things that hold on. For some reason, the other slide is not coming out. There we go. Cautionary tales or things that Michael struggled with. I think Michael valued his family, but at the same time, even though like he valued his family, and I don't know if he had it closest to his brother. I know he was close to LaToya. But I think the whole Twizzlers thing let you know like he missed a certain type of closeness, like having what I call it young fun, versus adult fun. And I always lean more to young fun. Adult fun is usually sex, drugs, and alcohol. I'll pass on all three. Like, how much can you do?
Yeah.
Like for me, I love a good video game, good conversation, positive thinking, creativity. I'm down for a TikTok video. Like I just love things that are a little bit more childlike, like more stuff that doesn't require body fluids or anything. That's just me, so I think maybe Michael was feeling isolated in that way. Like the only time he got to be with his brothers mainly was on stage. And I think he wanted more. He wanted more of a closeness. I don't know. I think I know Joe's the villain, but I think Joe got off easy. That's all I'm going to say. If you start going down the rabbit hole of stories, Joe got off easy. I'm sorry. He got off easy. I'll leave that there.
I think my thing is, they could have shown the kind of like more so like, because in the Jackson American Dream, that was the family story, but now we're focusing on Michael. I would have liked to see that complex, like both sides of his relationship with Joe. Like, of course, I'm sure there were times he probably despised him with his tactics and the things that he did and stuff. But I also, on the flip side, like, okay, for example, that part when he hugged Barry Gordy and Joe was standing behind him, like everybody's reaction is like, oh, like they seeing Joe's like face and like seeing his son hug him and stuff. When I first saw the movie, I thought that was going to be kind of like the segue into showing like, Michael didn't like his ways, but he still craved that bond, like the normal father-son relationship and stuff. Like, I kind of would have liked to see that instead of them just painted as just like rivals. Because he did want that. Even in his 40s and his older age, he talked about wanting to be able to call him dad, but he couldn't.
But I think that's part of the reason why it's like the problem with Joe is Joe never knew like when to take the manager hat off. So in the movie, there was one scene where the Jacksons were, this is young Michael, and it looks like they were having a nice family dinner and a good moment. But their validation, and it's sometimes you'll even see it, in other Jackson situations, it seems like your validation is based on how famous you get. And I'm like, that's dangerous in real life because it's like, one, everyone keeps comparing everyone to Michael. That's so problematic in real life. And then, and two, now that we know what Hollywood is consisted of, not saying the Jacksons are involved with the Hollywood insanity. I think this is why they struggle because they're probably not part of most of this nonsense. The problem is, if we know there's problematic things in Hollywood, wouldn't you encourage your second gens to think outside the box? Like, for example, Prince does Heal Los Angeles. Yashi does mental health awareness. I believe Randy Jr. works for Disney and he just got an awesome promotion. Wouldn't we want to focus more on things that keep your mind and soul intact? Does that make sense? Fame is such a double-edged sword. So it's just like the Jacksons didn't know what fame would cost until they became famous. Does that make sense? But second gen, you be like, wait, let me tell you what we've gone through and what we had to give up to be famous. Maybe encourage them to maybe be teachers or professors or something else. It's just like their legacy, even though it is important, it shouldn't come at the cost of their mental health or soul. Does that make sense? So it's just like what I've learned about Hollywood, I don't know if I want any of my family to be part of it in that way. Because it's just like, and I think there are good people out there. I mean, clearly, I love the Jackson family. Not saying they're perfect. What I'm saying is that you don't hear them in the story. It's like you hear everybody else. But at the same time, it's, go back to Jesus, and I'm not even being funny. Go back to your roots of what's really important. Your peace of mind, your soul, your afterlife. Like, those are the things I've learned to value as I learned more about Hollywood. Like, nothing's real. Everything's fake. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we've learned a lot in the last 2 years. I'll just leave that there without throwing no one under the bus. But you guys know what I'm talking about. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's like, why? I don't know. Like, I know it's a weird thing to say, but I'm just saying I just don't value celebrities the way I used to. I've learned way too much in the last 5 years. Like, I'm good. Like, I just be like, I'm like, do you do anything to change the world? Do you make the world a better place? Do you bring value to people? Do you make them feel good? Like, especially like newer celebrities, they don't even value their fan base. Like, that's so annoying to me in real life. Like, if you can't appreciate the people to put you like 6-7 figures, then why are you here?
Yo,
but most people don't.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
There's one person. I'm just like, why do you even do what you do? Like, there's one singer, I won't say the name because like I don't want to offend anybody, but like I just question them. Like, they get mad if there's like fans. Like, okay, paparazzi is annoying. They're pests. I understand if you get annoyed with paparazzi. But like when your fans are coming up to you and stuff and like they genuinely support you and appreciate you, no, you're not obligated to take a picture. No, you're not obligated to hold for a 10-minute conversation. But like, you can at least say hi and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I really have to go, but I really appreciate you and stuff." And blah blah blah. Blah. What's your name? It's nice to meet you, and then call it a day. But this person, they have a very elaborate look to them. It's like they want to be seen. They want to be, but then when they're noticed, they get like rude, and they're not even on the level as Michael. I mean, they're well known right now. They've had multiple hit songs, but you're not no Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson was more famous than you, and he was more humble. And it's to the point where I think of it as like it's almost like you're running a business, and in a way, the fans are your customers. If you're rude and not welcoming, and you talking crap to your fans / customers, they're gonna take their services or their not services. They're gonna take their support to another bit. They're gonna move on over to another party. So that's why so many people have stuck with Michael and the Jacksons for so long.
Because they're so kind. I'm not saying you're not gonna have a bad situation, but let's say I had 25 encounters. If I do a rough estimate, only had 3 that were a little rough. But I mean, I stress a little. 100% was my fault because I was just being so nervous and annoying. Another I didn't see coming, but I still got a nice outcome. And then the third person was sick, and they just couldn't do it. But I didn't say nothing to them, but someone else did. But the point is, it wasn't horrible. There's some celebrities I'd be like, now when I see them, because in New York we see people all the time. I said, I wish I would go up to you, but you were so rude the first time. And it's just like, and they'll go to places that they'll know they'll get recognized. Like if you don't want to get recognized, go shop on the Upper East Side. Ain't no really foot traffic there, but no, they'll go to places like 42nd. You're going to get recognized, which means why are you here? Like, well, like make it make sense. You don't have to be in these areas. This is a great point. I didn't see him as a manager. I saw him more as a banker. His treatment, love for his kids, and Michael later was transactional. And I think that was the issue. I 100% agree, because it's like, remember the part where he did Motown? He was like, my money maker, my money maker. I'm like,
sorry, that was
what? Or when his hair got burnt and he's like, oh, when come I get on the stage? What?
I'm gonna be honest, those were parts where I was like, unless it was stories that I never heard before, I kind of felt like they embellished that a bit for the movie to kind of keep the storyline and narrative going, to like keep the audience like remember, okay, like this is the storyline and stuff. But unless I could see him behind the scenes, like specifically with the Victory Tour and him scheming with Don King, like that part of the movie cracks me up. They sound like two villains. I'm sorry.
They do.
Like it was like they was sitting over here like scheming. But I did peep when he said, I really want this for my boys, but like I just feel like okay, one, of course, like he wanted money, okay, as he wanted to be the manager, wanted money. But on the other hand, I do feel like he did want it for his kids too. He did not go the right way about it. Like he's sitting there, Michael's like Catherine's like, your son just got out the ICU. Like he can't do this. You planned this tour without him.
And then pretty much made him do it. He didn't want to do it.
Right.
It's for your brothers. Guilt tripped him. So it's like, and I feel like there was always this manipulations or force tactics, and Michael's like, I'm not here for this. I think so. I always wish Michael never left the family, but if Joe was even a tenth of this, I can see why he left. It's too much. I'm a grown man and you're still talking. Listen, this I could say, this is the main reason why I left my mom. My mom does believe in spanking, and she wasn't Joe Jackson strict, but she was like, whatever. And I'm like, she said, as long as you're under my roof. I'm like, if this is what we're doing, I'm out. Like, I can't do it because I'm an adult and you're still talking to me like I'm a 5-year-old. So I was just like, if I love and respect you enough to leave. Because I was like, once you have visions of hurting parents, you have to go. So it's like,
Oh Lord.
and my mom's nowhere close to Joe Jackson, but she is big on respect. She's from an era like, parent comes in, respect. And I give my mom that respect and I understand what she was saying. But when you're young, 20 something year old, you're like, nah, we ain't doing this. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine Joe like threatening to still beat him. I'm like, bro, he's grown. What are we talking about? So I'm like, and like I said, this is not alleged. There are sources that are letting us know that Joe got off really good in this movie. And I'll leave that there. I'm like, no, this is not alleged. There's sources backing up that he got off easy in this movie.
And maybe we'll see the flip side or the other layers in part two, because if they want to take it like around 2000, if they want to take it there, which I don't think they will take it there with certain things. Let's just say Michael was looking for Joe's support. I'm gonna leave it at that.
No, well, also they said Joe has gotten softer in the older years. Like the grandkids have completely different perspectives from the actual kids,
Mm-hmm.
which makes sense. Joe softens up. He's not as harsh. And I think Joe realized because he was so harsh, he lost everything. Remember, Michael and Janet fired him. Like he was just too tough. He doesn't listen to people. It was like, I think Joe gets credit for having the vision of getting the Jacksons out of Gary into Hollywood. However, I think Joe's motivation was like, I don't want to be in the still mines anymore. So I don't want to do this type of work. I know my family and I have the vision and talent to get out of here. And that's good, but it's just like, was it American Dream? And you saw how lonely Catherine was once they got to Hollywood, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just like they had a more filling life in Gary. So it's like, yeah, the struggle was much tougher, but you had a much better family dynamic when you were in Gary, Indiana. Once you get to LA, it's completely different, or California, it's completely different. So
Mm.
that's why I was just like, don't be so quick to chase things and you may not know what it costs. For me, a stronger family dynamic is way more valuable than a big old house. I mean, maybe because I still live in a little house in Gary, like my version in New York, but I still appreciate my family dynamic. You know what I'm saying? It was like, no, your family really is something to be treasured. And sometimes when you get more of something, you lose something else. So it's just, and plus the Jackson men are fine. Like that's one thing about them brothers. They're very attractive men. So whether they stayed in Gary or Cali, I get it. There's gonna be some trouble, especially Jackie Jackson with the 12 pack abs there. But it's I, it's weird. It's just like, yeah, I'm so proud of them, but I think it came at a cost that none of us will ever understand. It cost a lot. It cost them Michael. It cost them probably mental health. Like they can't walk anywhere. They can't enjoy their life. Like Michael literally became a prisoner of fame. How do you become a prisoner of fame? It's mind blowing. But you can never go anywhere that can't be good for your psyche. Like, Janet goes through that sometimes. Let Janet come to New York City, all hell breaks loose. Literally. Everyone's like, Janet, that's a lot. So I don't know. I don't know. So here's some of the things that I resonated with the movie, because even though it wasn't the biopic that we were promised, I said it. It worked out really well. It showed Michael's humble beginnings from his journey from Gary all the way into superstardom. It humanized him beyond the headlines. And I think this is what we all wanted. Remember, we were like, we want, because we know Michael, because we've read research, we got our books, we've heard stories. There's a whole book of all of Michael's humanitarian acts, or not all, some of them. But the point is, we knew it, but the public didn't. And I mean, those were little small windows of Michael's humanity. It was awesome how the movie knew where to throw that in. It showed it, but it didn't like overdo it, if that makes any sense. It also highlighted the pressure and loneliness that comes with that kind of fame. Like, that's total isolation. It
Mhm.
showed how deeply loyal Michael was to his family despite challenges and sacrifices. So even though he knew he didn't have to stay with his brothers, he stayed longer than he wanted to. And that was a huge sacrifice.
Yeah.
Spotlighted his compassion, his charity work, and dedication to helping children and people in need. It captured the genuine love Michael had for his fans, aka his extended family, and showed Michael as a visionary businessman, not just an entertainer, which, unfortunately was part of his downfall because he got too powerful. It demonstrated his perfectionism and unmatched work ethic, which also became a downfall too. Like, he just didn't know when to stop trying to be perfect. No one's perfect but God. But Michael, I love about TikTok, people were showing pictures of Michael from like his teenage years, and I never realized that Michael really created Michael Jackson, the superstar. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he put in work. I mean, real work. New style, just new image. Just he went from that cute. I would say he went from the cute kid to the awkward teenager to that fine man that everyone's like, Michael. Like, that was a real transformation. Even like his clothes, it went from plaid, shirts to white sneakers and jeans. Nothing wrong with that, but to customize outfits. Like,
Hmm.
that's a lot of strategy on his behalf. How to morph into a celebrity like that. It's also celebrate the impact of his music, the dance, the fashion, and the global pop culture. It showed the emotional side of Michael that many never fully understood. And I think I love it showed the isolation. Have you noticed how isolated that man was all the time? It was him, the animals, him, his mom, him and Bill. Like, it was very selective he's not like he really had you would think Michael has all these friends. No, not really.
I'm
Um
glad that they showed, because I mean he did have a few friends. Oh, and they showed him and Latoya. I like that they showed that, because we never really, when we get like biopics or like biographies, we never really get to hear too much of their bond that they had. Um, but you know what would be crazy? What if they want to take it further?
hmm.
They could put the mannequins in his room, because he wrote about being so lonely. He put mannequins in his room so that he felt like he was surrounded by people.
No, I think that's Neverland. No?
I feel like he did that at Havenhurst, but I could be wrong. Like, I remember reading like around that Havenhurst times, like when he lived there, he would walk around the neighborhood and like be just walking, wanting to talk to people just to find a friend. And people be like, "Oh my God, you're Michael Jackson!" Like, they would start fanning out, and it's like,
Mm.
he doesn't hate his fans, of course, because he in the movie he was like, they're my family, but at the same time, I think he would have wanted it to be like, "Oh, hey, how are you doing?" Just something chill, like finding a friend and
Hmm.
stuff. That would have been interesting for them to show, like, just even if like a small scene or something like that.
Yeah. Well, they definitely found a way to convey the loneliness and the isolation. That's very important, especially if there's a part two. Because what I loved about the movie, it's not on the slide, but I love how you had either Easter eggs or a lot of foreshadowing. I'm not sure why we see Pinocchio a lot. Like, I noticed that today. I'm like, I saw a lot of Mickey Mouse and Neverland, but I'm like, why Pinocchio? Like, what? Like, are we going back to the Barry Gorey days where it started with a little white lie? I was like, what does that mean? Like, but
Wait,
you
where's this
know,
part at?
if you look in the movie, there's a lot of Pinocchio references. And I'm just like, what? But I never noticed it before because I was always focused on Mickey Mouse because he has a lot of Disney references too. Like, he loves Disney,
Mm-hmm.
know that. But if you ever watch the movie again, you're gonna see like things that you never realized before because nothing's random. Nothing.
Right.
So you're just like, huh. Like I saw this scene that Jennifer said when he was in the pool and his chest had a little vigilado, like it was light on the chest. Like you, like if you, that's one movie. Like keep watching just to keep finding the Easter eggs. And I think some of this stuff in part one will make sense in part two because they named specifically a drug that he had to take when he got the burn. And for those
Yeah.
who are familiar with the future, that's not a random thing to have said. So I was just like, huh. So I mean, we're definitely going to talk about part two and what we want to see. But I was just like, for now, this works for what? Because I mean, it changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think this is more digestible to someone who doesn't know anything about Michael. Like most of the people that are excited weren't even born yet. So, which makes sense. Um, it reminds audience why Michael's legacy continues to inspire millions of worldwide. Absolutely. Um, it proved that Michael's story is about uh, resilience, passion, sacrifice, and greatness. And we experience this as an audience. We get very emotional with this. Like even me being a fan, even though like clearly it took some creative liberties to switch a couple of facts around, I still remember what it was to be a fan in that era. And Michael was a bigger than life. Like he was always bigger than life to me, but I remember as a kid, I was like, it was amazing to witness what we were witnessing. It created an experience where audience felt emotionally connected, almost like attending a real Michael Jackson concert, which I wasn't expecting. And it
Yeah.
reinforced the idea that Michael Jackson wasn't just a star, he was a cultural movement. I mean, there's way more. Tori, if you want to add more in there. Um,
Wait, go back to the first slide.
okay.
Um, yeah, I would just say overall, like, I like what the movie is doing. I think because, like, even with my mom coming back, like, she is deeply, deeply Christian. She don't even like me wearing Thriller shirts around the house, but
Mm.
but two people like that she'll say, like two celebrities that she'll say like she's sad about them going is Whitney Houston and Michael. And so
Mm.
she already had like some like sort of compassion for it. But like after the movie, she like the way she was talking about it was like I felt like she saw even more of him like oh he was so alone and I forgot what else she said. Like the burn scene, I think they didn't realize how bad that was. And then she even pointed out, she was like, do you think he got codependent from those, or he got addicted to the medication? Don't you think? I think she just kind of like had brought it up. And I was like, that's why like in the burn scene, I think they're foreshadowing what part two is going to have.
Mm-hmm.
Explained it to her like, he didn't want to take those. They grew up that family grew up not taking medicine, or at least I think it was like him and LaToya. Like they didn't want to take medicine. I think LaToya told a story one time where she had like period cramps, and she took some over the counter, probably like equivalent to ibuprofen or Advil or something like that. I don't know. And he literally thought LaToya was gonna get sick or something. Like he started getting dramatic about it. But like I kind of just broke it down to her. I'm like, yeah, like after that burn incident, like it just got, harder for him, harder than what it already was for him to pave his own way. And then on top of that, you're still trying to pave your own way, and then you got all these obstacles. So I'm just seeing like, I heard somebody went to go see the movie with someone else. The person that they went with was like, yo, I feel like I've been lied to my whole life about him. I was like, wait, what do you mean? They're like, well, like it was just painted like he was just this bad person. So I like that this movie is because us like diehard fans, we're gonna dissect it and get into it and stuff. Overall, the tone of it is making people see more, is educating them, And my first thought after the first time I saw this movie, my first reaction was I'd never seen a movie like on this. Actually, I have seen another movie humanize him, but like on this large of a scale, this blockbuster hit, I've never seen anything so mainstream humanize him perfectly like this. Like they didn't paint him as a villain at all. Other
Which
ones,
I think that was some of the criticisms, because I mean everyone has two sides, but I
mhm,
feel like because Michael has been so demonized with the media, it's okay in this case because the media has done so much damage to his image. Why not celebrate and why not highlight the good stuff? Because it's just like, I 100% get a lot of people's points. I've watched so many reviews and criticism on the movie, but I said, why not? You've like bring balance to that legacy. They've been demonizing this guy since I would say the bad era, and that's because his skin was getting
mhm.
lighter. And he didn't explain it in the beginning. They were like, "Oh, he's trying to be white." I mean, I get it. You go from my complexion to Honey's complexion, you're going to have questions. But and I just remember as a kid, and I think I'm a preteen now, if it's bad era, it's like that was the beginning of, well, shoot, he sleeps in the chamber, this, that, and the third. He's trying to be white. It was a lot coming with it. And then the media started this wacko jackal thing. So it was just like, we've demonized this man for like 3 decades. Why not have a movie to celebrate him? It's like, if you want something tougher, then freaking read some books, man. The books are out there,
And
you
like
know?
it don't take too much critical thinking. Like all you got to do is see this movie and then you put two and two together. Like another thing, my mom was like, I understand why he was the way he was or why he made certain choices. He had so much stacked against him. He did not have a normal life. He did not have a normal childhood. So if someone does not have a normal childhood and a normal life, like common sense would tell you that they couldn't operate life like everyone else. They would have had to do different, or they would have had different mental effects and stuff, like, or different choices. Like, he still had that childlike part of him that he was trying to heal and like tap into, like with the toy store, like Twister and stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that, but people like to try to make him like, oh, like he was just weird and blah 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 blah. No,
No. There's
like
some adults, my raising my hand, that do not like adult activities. In New York, literally all we do is drink, drugs,
mhm.
and sex. This is all I'm like, I'm always like, do you guys do anything else? Like, even when we're at kid events, and this is my opinion, and this is just my opinion. You should never drink around kids because when
Yeah.
they get older, they're going to drink. Point in case, man, I turned out to be an alcoholic. Why? Because at kid events, you see the adults in the corner drinking alcohol. Put it in a soda can, put it in something that doesn't look like alcohol. But it's like, I'm not saying you can't drink, just don't have open bottles around children. You don't know what you're going to form. But I'm just like, do y'all do anything else? And I'm like, maybe I have bad luck. I keep attracting the same type of people. But it's like, it's not saying I'm above those things. It's just I'm at a point in my life where I don't want to do those things anymore. I would like to go outside and, I don't know, just enjoy. New York has so many free events. Let's just do some cool free events that doesn't require alcohol, drugs, or hooking up with people. I'm asking for more. And I think some adults like that don't understand adults like me and Michael Jackson. I love a nice water slide, a pool party, a water gun fight. It's just like, if you have sex with everybody that you like, you're going to have like a lot of partners under your belt, STDs, maybe things don't, like, I'm just saying, like, it's not for me. It's just not. And I'm sure
Yeah.
a lot of y'all can relate to what I'm saying. It's just like, what? Or
Yeah. It's like,
you're gonna mess your kidneys up, your lover up. Like, can we just not do all this? Can we just have a good time and not be weird because we don't want to do those things. Like, especially how I'm raised, we're not supposed to be doing none of that at all. So it's just like, at max a glass of wine and that's it. At max, you can't get drunk. At least where my mom raises, we're not supposed to get drunk. And definitely no drugs, still illegal. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like I've never found the whole big deal about being an adult ever. I was like, what else do y'all do? How do you have fun? No, I don't want to hook up with you. No, I already have a boyfriend. No, we're good. Like, what are we doing? It's just weird.
I'll use the alcohol thing as an example. Adults now, a lot of people, not all. Some people just drink, leisure time, free time, whatever. But a lot of people turn to that to numb their feelings or to cope with their past or things that they're dealing with or to try and get through it.
Yeah.
Well, Michael dealt with things in his past and stuff, and his way of trying to cope with it or, heal his inner child was to tap into more childlike things, more simplicity, fun things, lighthearted things and stuff. But he's looked at weird. And like another thing that I've noticed that irritated me, like this generation now is so like serious, and I'm glad they're serious about mental health, things that have gone on, trauma and all that, and how people deal with it and all that. But when it comes to Michael, he's not allowed to have any of that compassion. Nobody cares about his mental health. Nobody cares about none of that. They just look at him weird and they're just like, oh, why does he do that? He's weird. Oh, but Samantha over here, let me censor myself because I'm on your channel. Samantha over here be doing God knows what to get through what she's dealing with, and you got all the grace in the world for her. Like, keep the same energy.
Oh, Kelly writes, I can relate to what you're saying, Trisha. I love to do things that make me happy. Like listening to music and reading. And oh my God, that's weird. Like in New York, if you don't drink, they're just like, but why? What? Like, I don't want to drink.
That's literally what I've done. I'm like,
tag, yeah.
What's the issue?
But you know what's crazy? When I used to drink, oh, you're a sloppy drunk. You're out of control. You need help. You need to go. You need to go to rehab. Da 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 da. And then now that I'm sober, I think 2 decades now. Oh, you're so boring. You can't have it both ways, people. I'm used to being sober now, so that's you're screwed. I love to get drunk. When I was alcohol, I loved it. It was every day of my life. I used to come out of work. At the time, I had a couple of my friends with the keys to my house. They were always the bar set up, but I don't do that anymore. I just want to be sober. I want to remember the night. You don't want to throw up. I don't want to. I used to always black out. That part. You know how drunk you got to be to black out? You keep doing that, you're not going to have a liver. Period. Like, that's why when I have, some of the health issues I have now, I'm like, it's probably everything I did in my 20s. Like, what are we talking about? It's okay to be sober. It's okay to be corny. It's okay. It's okay to not be part of that. I'm not demonizing anybody who drinks, smokes, or has a whole bunch of sex with random people. It's just not for me at all. Especially women, we get demonized for being promiscuous anyway. So what's the freaking point? So it's like men can be promiscuous, but women can. And you know what? I'll just be here with Giga and God. We're good. Like, and for me, I like binging on television shows. Oh, that's so boring. That's what I like to do. Like, it's not that deep. It's like, then I go on the internet and we'll talk about what we watched and da-da-da-da. And I don't know. And I'm like, to each his own. I'm not judging people, but I'm just saying New York activities will have me in the hospital with no liver at all. Like, and then the minute you're out of control, then people are talking about you being so sloppy. And I'm just like, you can't win here, can you? Like, but Michael got demonized the most, like you said, because it was just like he really tapped into that. But in my opinion, that's true joy. Like, true joy is just doing things that make you happy, that are childlike. Like, I would say my number one is a good video game. Oh, a good video game, I'm good for life. That to me is better than going to the club. I wish I was kidding, but I'll do a video game over a club any day. I'll get me like today I made a Mandalorian drink that was so good, so healthy. I do a lot of like healthy drinks, but they're still good. Just drink something really healthy and he'll call it a day. I want to live to 100 if possible. As long as I can afford it, though. Ding ding ding. um, but I think that's like I said, it became the perfect movie by accident. I don't think they would anticipated all the stuff that we are witnessing right now. Because I was like, I think it was going to help Michael's legacy, but I wasn't expecting a whole TikTok movement, YouTube shorts, people are getting gear everywhere. I was just like, this is awesome. Michael Mania round 3. Oh, happy Shrek 25th anniversary. I think in New York we're actually having special screening for that. I never saw Shrek. But hey, Baba Boo Boo. My mom gave me some insight about the burn scene. Everyone, myself included, that was like one of my things I didn't know. I was like, wow, he was in there that long? It was that serious? That was really cool. So we'll talk about trends in a second, but if anybody else wants to, put in stuff they learned or what worked or didn't work for them, you definitely don't have to be it's positive. No, if you didn't like something, you didn't like something. I mean, like I said, it wasn't a perfect movie. I would say they could have digged a little deeper, but I just think it would have changed the movie, if that makes any sense, for the worse. This felt like the TikTok version of a biopic. Like, here's the highlights. We're not going to dig too deep. If you want to dig deep, read the book. It's like,
Yeah.
read a couple of books.
Once again, I gotta reiterate. I wish they could have just put. They could have put Triumph. Though, okay, they put the Triumph tour in there, which I was not expecting. When I got that little taste, I was in heaven. I love that tour, but they were showing. I don't know if you've seen the behind the scenes clip of it was supposed to be he had a It was Jafar as Michael. He had a basketball. They were looked like they were in a recording studio or something, like the brothers and stuff. That was supposed to be the recording sessions. And the reason why I want that in the movie so bad, not because I want to see the brothers. So, because I know people are going to say, well, it's Michael's movie. Well, I get that. But here's why I think it's important that era was included more. It's because okay, you showed the move from Motown. If they could have implied the move from Motown to Epic, they could have talked about the first 2 Jackson albums and stuff, or the reason why they left Motown is so that they could have more creative freedom. And to me, that's Michael's first big step into his individuality and being able to freely create the way he wanted to. Into getting to the point of Thriller. That had to happen so that he could get to Thriller. And Triumph was the first big album that the Jacksons had after they left Motown. So to me, I that album is very important to not only the Jacksons' career, but to Michael's as well. That was the first Jackson album that
That's actually a good point. That's a good point. Either take some of the concerts, because I get it. There's a reason why they made it short. So that was actually a great strategy, but then maybe take shave some of that concert time out to get a little bit more meat and potato. I remember somebody said the importance of off the wall failure is the fuel to Thriller, and I'm like, you're right.
Yeah. The butterfly effects,
yeah.
And Triumph was the first Jackson album that, every song on the album was written by them and produced by them. They didn't have any other. I don't think they had any other writing credits from anybody outside the brothers. So that's why I'm like, oh man, that would have been so important to put up in there. But me personally, I could have took a few extra minutes on that movie. I wouldn't mind it.
There was definitely a shaving opportunity with the performances. As much as we loved it, you could have shaved a couple of minutes here and there. I know one of the things that I thought that was so messed up in real life is how Michael told the family he's out. And I get it. They never show the dynamic or the consequences of him doing that because it's about Michael. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that that put a big wedge with his siblings because it's like you cut off all their money with no warning. So it's like, I get it. You're trying to get away from Joe, but you screwed your family big time. Like, no one is like, hey, it's our last show. What? I've always felt like that was messed up. And I mean, seeing this movie help put a why he did that. But I'm like, bro, I know that didn't go over too easy. Like,
Nah, I think it was kind of like, let's rip the band-aid off. Like, let's just
yeah. But I think he probably felt trapped by his dad. Like, nah, this dude, you can't rationalize with Joe. I'm out. So I mean, I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad like the brothers eventually got to work together and do stuff, and it's just there's so much protection with family. Like I stand on that. Even when you have a crazy family member, God put you that crazy family member in your family for a reason, man. You're going to need them. Life will humble you real quick. Poor Michael didn't have a childhood. 3T brought Michael to the Universal Studios and he dressed him like an old man in a wheelchair and didn't last
Oh
5 minutes.
my
That's
god.
crazy. When they showed Michael, when he had the vitiligo started to form, it made me feel good about being different because I was born with Warrenberg syndrome. Warrenberg. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's something that makes you feel different or isolated. Oh, wow. I
That's why
think a lot
I
of us
say,
can relate to something in this movie, though. I think on some
yeah.
level, you'd be like, bro, and I think that's someone can relate to something. It's like, damn, Mike, I get you.
Yeah, that Twister scene, like, my family, they clown me, but I be like, go do this with me, go do that with me. Or do you want to do this? Do you want to watch this movie? They be like, nah, I don't feel like it. I'm like, man. Ooh.
Man, I'm happy that Billie Jean is #1 globally. Holy,
Yeah,
the
Global
movie.
200.
Wow, but #1.
Yeah, that's that chart that we were trying to. Okay, so like for Thriller Challenge, for the US, we wanted it at the top of the Billboard Hot 100. But globally, we were aiming for the Global 200 so that like all the fans worldwide. Billie Jean organically from the release of the Michael movie made it to that top of that's big. That's not just like, oh, you know, the US Hot 100 chart. That's worldwide. And he surpassed
Holy.
no hate to, I think it was a BTS. No hate to BTS at all. But this is just to let you know how big Michael Jackson is still. BTS is huge. Their fans
Mm-hmm.
can play.
My cousin loves them.
And
What
I'm
up,
shocked.
Cassie?
I thought it was gonna be because Billie Jean didn't seem like a like they did have the montage and like the Motown 25, but to me, I would have thought Bad or like Working Day and Night, like or Human Nature would have got up there. But I just think people organically gravitate to Billie Jean. To me, that's like his.
That's one of their that's a
Yeah.
crowd. That's like and honestly, I love how they edited that whole montage. Like he was trying to get this guy to play Billie Jean on MTV. Then
Mhm.
he was performing, and then it would cut to the reaction to Michael being wherever they were and all the people around the limo. I said that was very well edited because you're pushing the story through. And I'm just like, but you're showing three things at the same time, but it just looks so freaking cool. Because I was just like,
Yeah.
the way they edit it is great for people like me with little attention spans. It's like, oh my god, it's perfect.
I do like.
No updates. Do you know about Taj documentaries? I haven't heard any updates.
Um, I haven't been like on because I know he's mostly active on Twitter, and I haven't been on there like that. And like the longest I get on there to check a bit, but like, he may have said something, but I think.
Right. No, right now they're touring, so if they said nothing, my timelines is doing all the stuff they've been doing lately.
Mhm.
Congrats to 3T because Now everyone's excited about them because well, first of all, 3T has their own legacy. Just throw that out there, their
Right.
own legacy. But the fans are just so excited for how the bio, because they've had music with Michael. They had their own hits, so it's just like you can just tell how the brothers are performing. They're feeling all that love too. So congrats to 3T. We see you overseas. Get your bag. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you so much, Kev, for coming through. Let me see what else. Oh, trends. So if you can think of any Tory, let me know. But trends you guys need to be aware of. People are discovering Jafar could sing. So it's so hilarious. And then one guy, he was like, "Oh, you made a hit and just left." Yes, Jafar, we
Yeah,
need
he
you to come
did.
back. It's like, where did you go? So if you guys are not aware, Jafar has a single called "Got Me Singing." Now, the last time I checked, the video had 8 million views. This is way before the biopic. It's probably way more now. But check that out. A lot of people are starting to make TikTok videos with it. So if you want to show love to Jafar, let this song go viral. 6 years later, for fans, it was viral then. But let's make it viral. Like, of course I'm gonna see Mando. I'm working on my fit right now. Of course. Of course. Even with all the chaos. Mando. The funniest trend is Twister. People are making funny TikToks and shorts and stuff. Oh, I would have played Twister with Michael, or things would have been different if someone played Twister with Michael. So a lot of little funny shorts. I saw someone take the game to Gary, Indiana, and was literally playing Twister in front of the Gary in their house. Hilarious.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so Twister away, we can make Twister a thing for 2026 thanks to the Michael biopic.
They can have that at a King of Popcorn.
This is the funniest, right? That would be dope. This is the funniest trend, hands down. Everyone's going crazy over the striped pants. Since I'm an auntie, I'm not saying nothing. Tori, take it away.
um, let's just say when I first saw the movie in the striped pants, I noticed that how should I say this? I noticed that Jafar was abundantly blessed. Um, he I just double caked up. Okay, um, I said, "Oh, he got that from Jermaine," because I don't, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Listen, you gotta give so Michael Jackson does get this similar look in the history era. It's just it
Yes.
wasn't in this era. Because Michael's blessed too. You just don't see it till history. Hey, MJ Fangirl, what's up? Oh my God, hi, Mama. Y'all
Yeah.
better be following MJ Fangirl. She is giving content, Michael Jackson biopic, quality, quality content. Please follow my favorite YouTuber. Not because we're friends, because to go to her channel, see why she's my favorite Michael Jackson YouTuber. That's the end of it. MJ Fangirl, the name alone should tell you if you're not following, you need to be following because you're
All
going to get Michael Jackson content, quality content. Um, oh my God, someone said I can't. Listen,
when he turned to the side, I said, "Oh." I said, I'm
someone
gonna.
had me cracking up. They said, "Why is Jafar caked up like Randy?" I said, "No, Randy's on a whole different level. Randy's on Janet's level back there." But I would say you're right. His dad has a very very nice similar physique. But
Like he
yeah,
just Michael was natural. You know how some people have more of like a skinnier build just naturally.
yeah.
And then some people are more like naturally like thicker or whatever. Like to me, who can I think of? Like Michael and Latoya, they were just naturally just like the skinniest Jackson. No, I don't know. I don't know to say it, but like
No, Latoya's kind of thick to be honest. when she was younger. So she's got it. You're right. She is lean, but
Yeah.
she's very blessed in the back too. Because I seen her in person, I was just like, hey, tiny waist, but they all got a little something back there. Not
And
that
like
I was going to Toya, but I was. I was like, oh wow.
like
Okay.
Tito, they try to make Tito seem like he was just overweight. Like back in the Jackson 5 days, they made him seem like he was like the biggest thing. Like
No, he just got a big head.
Like he
had a nice shape. Like they always play Tito. Tito was fine. People was trying to make him. I was like, he just got a big head.
I'm like, y'all leave Tito alone, okay? Like he wasn't. Yo, all I could think of was the Slim Tito workout diet that Michael made him. I like Michael. Your brother is not big,
right? You look
I
at
think
any old footage of Tito. Tito was the perfect body weight. Perfect. Looked good, actually. I hope Jafar doesn't see all this. I'm sure Jafar is loving this. Like, especially on TikTok, when I say everyone's going nuts over Jafar, actually another trend is, are you a got me singing holic? Make it make sense. And then you see everyone doing the dance steps in the video. And this is a great opportunity. As much as we love him, it's Michael Jackson. Please let him be Jafar Jackson. I said this months ago.
Right.
I'm going to say this again. Jafar is a very blessed person. He has multiple talents. Let him show you what he's going to do. I'm not sure if he's going to go on the singing side, the actor side, or maybe both. But let him shine and let him step out the shadow of Michael. Because it's like, I think that's the main issue all the Jacksons have. They keep getting compared to Michael. None of them are Michael. They're talented though, but let them show their light in their own way. One of my favorite Jacksons, and no one talk about her, is Stevon. Is her name Stevon? The one who's, she goes by another name.
Billy
Bodega.
Bodega.
Oh my God. She's got a beautiful singing voice. Austin Brown, of course, 3T. TJ Jackson has singles now. Taj Jackson, like, give them a chance to shine in their own light.
Hero.
So it's just like, Jafar Jackson. I have a feeling if you guys give him a shot to beat Jafar, you're gonna be really happy.
All we gotta do is watch that Dolby performance alone.
Yeah,
man, that was.
I'm kind of glad that he did something so he knows. So you know who he is. Pulled back and came back. And I think that's what people don't understand. If you look at Got Me Singing or any of his own performances, yes, you could tell he had something special about him, but I never thought he would be able to transform into Michael Jackson. Because I was like, and Got Me Singing, it was a cute little bop type thing, but I was like, how you go from that to Michael? But that shows you what kind of work he put in to make that happen. That's a lot of freaking work. That's work. That's I really want to make my uncle and family proud work. And he did that and more. Cause I'm like, every time he talks, I'm like, Michael?
And people are trying to call it like when he first got the role, they're trying to call it nepotism. I'm like, the fact that a lot of people didn't know who he was from the jump. They the general public didn't really know who Jafar was. That means that if he's not like at the time, if he was not a well-known like second gen, that alone tells you that it wasn't nepotism and there was something about him that got him that role. And then like he naturally has Michael's mannerisms or like the voice cadence or like singing and speaking tones and stuff. But the work that I saw him, when I saw him do, it looked like he was like practicing the man in the mirror spin. And he did that perfect. I said, oh my gosh, like the behind the scenes stuff, the exercise and stuff. I think he said he would dance until his feet was bleeding. That's some Michael level, right? That's Michael level work ethic right there.
I
So
love his Michael worth ethic. Just make sure you found the balance. Don't try to be perfect. Just find the balance. Find the balance of your uncle, what your dad has shared with you, and who you are. Because as much as we love Michael, it came at a price no human should have ever had to pay, ever.
yeah.
Because it's like, damn, you can't go nowhere, no privacy. Then you demonize the guy. Then he dies. Then he's a hero. Then someone gets in their feelings. Then now he's a villain. And it's just like, yo, like get it together with Michael, please. It's too much.
He was
Okay, so we're taking a small time out to show another segue, section of the New York celebration. Let me just cue up this. Now, if you guys saw it on TikTok, then you have a 2 minute and 55-second break to stretch, go to the bathroom. Otherwise than that, this is where the crowd went wild. They literally kicked this out. This is so funny.
oh wow.
Literally.
We want part two. We want part two. We want part two.
Be no more mountains for us to climb. This will be a love lasting for all time.
All of Michael Jackson. Okay, all right. Uh-huh. Come on.
My life will never be the same.
There we go. You got the dance right there. You got the dance. You got the dance right there.
Gotta go, y'all. I see you, MJ. I see you. There's a bunch of Michaels. There's a bunch of Michaels downstairs.
Shit, it's hot in here, y'all.
Come on, thrillers.
There's still like a permanent.
It's showing like
Yes. Like,
this is our chicken jockey moment.
yeah.
We're going
Yeah.
with
Oh, that's it.
I love it.
We ready? Are we ready? We ready?
So that was our chicken jockey moment.
Mhm.
So fun. Like I said, that was my first and only time to experience that with the fandom. Otherwise than that, of course there were t-shirts and I'm always dressed. I don't play. I'm always dressed, but but that's just me. I get dressed for everything. I don't care. Mandalorian fits, Project Hail Mary. I'm like, you only live once, have fun. But I'm glad I went, and like I said, I was not expecting that in Lincoln Square. Because when I say that's a very reserved spot, be quiet. I mean, they don't play. Like, they will give you this look like, get out. Like, if you make any noise. And it was just, now we were quiet during the movie. We were. We respect the culture of that place. But the minute the credits hit, all hell broke loose. I was dying. The guy was literally begging us to get out. He's like, "Oh, I'll take your video, but please get out." And then he took the video. Goes, "No, guys, no, serious, get out." But
Wait,
shout out to the staff. They were still polite about it.
was there like okay, like was there any like crowd like vocal responses like throughout the movie? Like
No, not really. No, there was like giggles and stuff, but not like today. The crowd was more vocal today, but I was also at 42nd Street. When you're at Lincoln Center or Square, you've been warned. Be on your best behavior. These are moviegoers. They take their movie experience very serious. Like it's a thing. Like usually this type of behavior is affiliated with Upper East Side, but this is not the East Side. This is the West Side. So I was just like, oh, I learned really quick. Be quiet. No shenanigans. No yelling out. Just be quiet. Like people, these are real passionate moviegoers because they want that premium screen. So you have to respect the culture over there. Yeah, this was so. Oh, we miss you. Like I struggle because I do want to move, but unfortunately, if I move, it won't be Cali. I have, I'll if I leave, I'm going to a family member in a different state, and I said I miss everything, especially MJ fangirls. Like we were doing so during the pandemic. We were doing YouTubes together. At the time, we were laid off, and then my boss, my company called me back, and life just started changing. But child, I'd have loved to stay a professional YouTuber. That was the dream. It's still the dream, but with MJ Fangirl in the same city, though, that was the dream. I don't even know if I'm going to be in New York anymore, but hey, we'll see. So the question is, because I never titled this live, I'll do it maybe tomorrow when I wake up. Is 1 billion actually possible? I honestly think yes, but we still have some work to do. Like, don't depend on Japan or other parts of the world to get us there. We can help push the needle a little bit. So ways we could do that is continue watching the movie. I try to see it once a week. It used to be twice a week, but I can't do it anymore. Once a week, I usually try to go to a place where I'm actually paying. So I'll go on Tuesday to the Alamo, or today I did Regal. So even though I have the AMC membership, Tuesdays the Alamo's $9. Regal, the 4DX was $21 instead of like $36. Like I'll go on discount days just so I could put a little support into the. I mean, I still go to AMC too, but mainly if I'm doing once a week, I'll just try to go to a movie house just at a cheaper price. So one of the challenges that I came up with, I don't know if anybody's seen it, it's called the MJ Biopic Challenge, where you see the movie at least 7 times. A lot of you guys are already there close to it. But like I said, if you don't have the time or money, 1 is good enough, 3 is ideal. Just so you just have a better reference of what you saw.
maybe if you
Hmm?
maybe if you don't have like if money's not an issue for you, but you don't have time to see it again, maybe you could get someone like buy someone's ticket or something like that.
Yes, which I have done. So it's like, oh, you don't have money to see it? Oh, I'll pay for it. Oh, but always tell people you have to see it Tuesday or Wednesday. Those are discount days for AMC. Like the tickets might be $12 instead of like 24. There's 50% on. So if you're an AMC member, not even an A-list, just a member, it's like I think it's $15 a year if you're not going to be an A-lister, but you get movies half off Tuesday and Wednesday. So that helps a lot. Pay the 15 for the year, and then you could just. That's how I was watching movies last year. But then my friend goes, "You're going more than normal. Just become an A-lister." So now I'm an A-lister, which is $29 a month, I think, for 16 movies a month. So Prince saw the movie 14 times. So now we have another hashtag called MJ Biopic Double Up Challenge. And so I'm going to cue up the video clip where he said it. I said 14 times. Prince, I see you.
14 times you told me, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you want to be part of the Double Up Challenge, you have to see it at least 14 times. This one I'm struggling with because I'm like, I'm up to 11, but I'm like, I don't have time like I used to. Um, so how to enhance your movie experience by sporting MJ t-shirts, stylish fits, outfits, and clever references. So far, I did 8 fits for 11 movies. And no reason why it slowed down because, like I said, for those who have saw the posters, there's a reason why I'm not really posting right now. I'm dealing with family stuff, but I hope to do maybe maybe next week we'll try to. I just needed some time. Um, but so far my favorite is the Captain EO one. That one is life, and I like the one where I represented my mom. So my mom's one is the last one, the eighth one, the one with the puffy guy.
Mm-hmm.
One, that's some of that's actually my mom's stuff, and two, she really would wear that from head to toe. My mom never loved fitted t-shirts, but she likes to coordinate everything. So I said, oh, that's so my mom. Um, do I have a least favorite? Hmm. If I had to say a least favorite, surprisingly, it's the bad one. So the dress was on sale for $10, but I didn't realize it was it was black mixed with green. So I'm like, green got nothing to do with bad. What the hell? I still wear it. It was only $10. But that's my least favorite fit is the actual one I wore to the premiere. But I have like at least I have a lot of outfits. It's just right now, it's just I'm not in the mood to shoot any of it. I'm just like, I'm here, bye. So I come over it. Um Yeah, like yeah, I would say three's the magic number if time and money's an issue, but mainly time's the issue for everybody. But if you're, I'm lucky. I live and work near movie theaters, so it's just like if I have to do like a supermarket run, I'm like, oh, like the other day for this fit here, the one with the t-shirt and blazer, I went to Trader Joe's right after. There's Trader Joe's right up the block. So I was like, oh, well, since I have to get food, might as well see the Michael Jackson biopic. So a lot of my movie days will be days I have to go to the supermarket. I'm like, wow, since we're in the area. But New York is designed very clever. Like you could be in and out of places super quick. It's so freaking cool. So I started this segment called Get Ready With Me. You guys really seem to like those. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it because it does take a lot of work. Maybe I'll put it under a paid tier in the future because like sometimes it makes me late to work and then I lose money behind that because you don't get paid if you're not there. But it's something for me to think about. I was like, y'all seem to like to get ready to me more than the actual movie fits. I'm like, what? Okay. It's a lot more work though. It's like, dang. And if you watch the Michael Jackson biopic multiple times in various formats, which format did you like the most? Tori, you first.
Well, I know there's more formats, but from the ones I've seen, IMAX. Um,
Mm-hmm. I
yeah.
agree.
I wish I saw it in IMAX again when I got back home. Because I saw it in Screen X again. Because like I said in the other live, I wanted to. 'Cause I tried Screen X AMC in LA, and then I wanted to try Screen X Regal in my city, and I regret doing that because the quality just wasn't it. And I went with my brother. I was like, oh yeah, see it in a different format, and I think we would have enjoyed IMAX. Oh, I bet Dolby was good.
Dolby's amazing.
Oh
I'm gonna say IMAX is my favorite, but Dolby's right behind it. My least favorite was 4DX. So I saw 4DX
yeah,
today, and there's a reason why I saw it twice. So the first time, so this is the first, I think it was the second week the Michael movie was out. The line was so long that it made me late to the show. So I'm thinking I missed something important. Girl, bye. I feel like getting my $21 back because I'm like, I went today and I'm like, this is straight booty cheeks. I hate
yeah.
to say it, the 4DX might be the sorry, Michael. Y'all might have the worst 4DX experience I've ever experienced.
Which
Movie's
theater was
good.
it?
It's It's not really doing nothing.
No, like I feel like they were grasping at straws to find something to do with the seats. Cause like when I saw Regal, like we would move and sway with the music, which I feel like was cool, but like and they let us body roll. We would body roll. And I did like the part like when he kind of stormed out of the house because Joe was pressuring him to do the Triumph tour. And he told Bill to like just drive me. They blew wind in our face and like moved us like we were in the car.
Yeah.
But that was
Also when they had the Pepsi fire, that was actually effective. That was super effective. That was the highlight. Was the Pepsi burn? I'm like, ho, like it throws you out the chair.
I thought it was weird that so I didn't smell a whole lot in the movie until the end. And out of all the scenes they could have picked to smell, it was the Pepsi burn. Like they put smoke in the air. I'm like, that's not it. And then in the end, I think they blew like some random perfumey, cologne-y, fragrancy smell. I don't know. But they could have put popcorn in the air.
Oh, that would have been awesome. That actually might have had people want to get popcorn. Have you noticed when you smell popcorn, you want popcorn?
Yes.
I said that would have made sense at a movie theater.
And then, what was it? Oh, the strawberry ice cream. We could have smelled that. We could have smelled, or they could have sprayed the pool water on us. I don't know, or something.
No, I agree. Because you get the spray for that stupid intro. Oh, you're watching 4DX. Well, you could have sprayed me when I was in the pool. Duh. I was like, the only other one that other 4DX I wasn't crazy about, but it was better than this. Jaws. I was like, bruh. I mean, it was good, but not like, again, you're paying extra money. I think I paid like $40 to see Jaws. What are we talking about? But I'm sorry, the Michael 4DX experience. Save your money. Like,
yeah.
Unless you see it on a Tuesday. If you see it Tuesday and you're a Regal member, I think the Regal membership is free. At least the one I got, then it's $21. Then it's like paying a regular ticket. But I felt like it wasn't like Super Mario still is my favorite. I was like, dang, y'all did that. And Revenge of the Sith. Those are my top 2 4DX experiences so far. But I was just like, Michael, what did we do? There was one part we got cold out of nowhere, but I think I was like, it's freezing. I was so pissed today. I was like, I paid because I forgot. So I got there late, not my fault. And then I went to the bathroom for like 10-15 minutes. So I'm thinking I missed some big stuff, like maybe 20 minutes of 30 minutes you missed. And I'm like, oh, I'll just pay for it again. And then when I saw it today, I was like, oh, now I'm aggravated. Because I missed nothing. I just wasted $21. It's all right. It's Michael. If I'm going to waste money, it'll be on Michael. But that's my least favorite. I say all that was my least. I was like, oh, hell no.
Screen X was my least favorite. Well, no. 4DX wasn't horrible.
But is it worth the upcharge? In New York, that's the highest format. That's the most money you'll spend is 4DX. Now, if you didn't get a discount ticket, would you pay $40 for that?
Well, okay, so 4DX wasn't it's not horrible. The concept of it is not horrible. It's just this movie wasn't it for it. For me, my critique with Screen X is how the theaters did it. Like the whole AMC's, the whole wall on the sides wasn't screen. Like it kind of was cut off. Like I wanted to see the whole wall like in it. And not every scene has it.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. I did notice that.
Then my freaking local Regal, it was dim. Like the screen, And the screen, like the main one was cut off. Like it was weird. Like I was like, can we sneak to IMAX? Because this is not it.
The concept of Screen X is cool, but it does need some it needs some work. But I'm still glad I went because I was in an empty theater, so I had a horrible seat. But I realized if you just sit in a better seat, you can experience it better. But
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, I'm glad I picked the eat. Like it was like a matinee. It was like 6 of us there, so I was like, oh, perfect, because I clearly got the wrong seat.
Yeah, you got to sit all the way in the back to get the
Like the
full.
middle back, you had to get the full effect. And
Mhm.
you're right, the screens they need to work on their saturation. It's really faint compared to IMAX or even a regular screen. But I got lucky. I got it at a discount price. It worked out. But if I would pick 4DX over Screen X if I had to pick a poison here. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Wait,
mean,
was
try them all though. If you're going to see the movie like more than 3 times, then see it as many formats that are still available. But I've learned the hard way. If you don't see a movie in the first week, most of the formats are gone. So we're lucky they still have 4DX today. So I was like, it's a sign, go see it again. Give me my $21 back.
wait, is RPX better than IMAX?
No, so RPX has a beautiful sound design. It reminds me of Dolby, but a little bit more because I feel like the seats were made with sound kind of cool. But no, IMAX is still superior, especially like if you do IMAX front row, no, then just go see the RPX. But if you get a
Yeah.
good IMAX seat, then yeah, just go to IMAX.
So here's what you're saying with AMC's Dolby and Regal IMAX, or that's what I have here. The reason why they're both so good is just because they have a good, bright, saturated screen, and it's huge, and the sound quality is good. That's all you need. You don't need to do too much because the other ones, I was disappointed, low key, but hey, at least I got the experience.
Dolby, I liked a lot. I was like, I felt that. Shoot. Dolby is really good. Like I would say, if you don't have an IMAX, then try to go for Dolby. If you don't have
Mhm.
Dolby, I did laser, but it didn't look. It looked all right. It didn't look like whoa. Because Dolby, it's about that sound. You're like, dang.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm spoiled from that one. I remember the first time I saw, like the quality, it was like boom. I was like, oh shoot.
Oh wait, I said Dolby. I felt that. It was like I saw it in Harlem. It was really good.
I told my brother, I
Um.
said, go see it in Dolby. Like the first time you just go see it. Um, and that one, I think he kind of got spoiled by that too.
Yeah, I've never saw a movie in so many different formats. There's 2 more formats that I'm missing, but one's only at night. Like I don't like doing anything past 9:30. I'm like, if a show's not on by 9:30, I'm out. But there's one thing called Prime at 42nd Street. I definitely want to see it, and of course, closed captions. But otherwise, than that, I saw it in every format they offered. But I'm like, well, I still have 3 more times to match Prince's 14. Knowing Prince though, he probably saw it like another 7 times, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I
Probably
was
done
like,
seen it
if I can get
17
to
times.
14, we're good.
I was shocked that I saw it this much. And like today,
Right?
I thought today was going to be the last week here for me to see it. And so I was like, no, it's the last I'm gonna see it on the big screen. And then I checked the schedule and they had added more dates or whatever. I said, oh shoot, I'm going next week.
As long as we keep going to the theater, they'll have no choice. Just like Project Hail Mary, a lot of people slept on it because they were like, this is a new franchise only. This is a book club kind of a thing. Like, you had to be part of the book culture to get it. And it so happened that the internet blew up that movie. The internet has become the new commercial. Like if you can get a good thing of trending, but Michael's trending way more because you guys It's the striped pants, the got me singing holics. It's always something new every week when it comes to Jafar in a good way though. So I was like, that's just making this go because every week, like now it's at reaching out, boom, and you change your clothes. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what's going to be next week? Because we're going, and as long as there's a reference, the movie's going to keep getting popular. So, keep making. I call it keep making your internet commercials, and the movie will get to that 1 billion. So we briefly spoke about this on Tori's live, but what do you expect for part two? Or do you think they're going to play it, for lack of a better phrasing, are they going to play it safe? Or do you think they're going to get a little bit more darker since the second part of his life is a little darker?
Um, I'm gonna be honest. I think that this was kind of like a dip your toe in the like part one was dip your toe in the water, see how people would take it, and it easing them into Michael's story. And then once the attention is there and everybody's waiting for part, not everybody's like, open to seeing part two. I think that's when they're probably going to like start putting in more heavier stuff, more complex stuff. Um, at least I hope they do because I feel like that humanizes Michael. Um, what I like about I referenced the Searching for Neverland movie based off of the Remember the Time book a lot because what I liked about that was from the story that his two bodyguards told. It didn't necessarily paint him as like this flawless human, and he was just this perfect heavenly individual. Like everybody's human, everybody has flaws, but it also didn't make him out to be like a villain, a monster, like the way the media painted. They showed him authentically, and that going forward, that's the type of stuff I expect from like books or like movies about Michael. Just showing it.
Balance. Yeah, balance is important. I agree.
Yeah, because I think some people they like to make it, they like to put him on a pedestal and like praise
Yeah.
and worship him, but that takes away from him from humanizing him too, because it makes it seem like he can do no wrong, or
That's
oh
very
he didn't have
dangerous
any
to do it
trauma.
that way. Yeah.
I
Because
think
like
that
you're
takes,
making him into a god, and then like he's not a god, he's a human. So
yeah. So I I'm thinking that dang it came out in March. I just looked at my AMC app and it's still showing.
no,
That's,
so if you like what sci-fi, you'll like this. It's not for everybody because my friend, she comes to work and she's like, "Why did you like that movie so much?" And I'm like, "I have Star Wars in my house, like it's freaking artwork. I'm a sci-fi girl, like duh." But but some normies liked it and loved it. So yeah, it came out in March, man. I'll never forget it. It was like in the middle of the March. That's why I didn't think Ryan was going to be here. Why would you be in New York in the middle of the cold? And here he was. I was like, oh no, wait a minute. Can we get one more flashback? I'm still in shock.
yo,
I know he was like, why is she screaming? I'm in the front because I hated that seat so much. I was like, that was the best payoff ever. I was like, yes, I'm in that ride. He's very cute. Like he is definitely Ken. I was like, damn, he's fine.
I might go see it, but I don't know. Like,
Well, child is streaming now.
it's streaming like for free.
No, no, no. I don't even know who owns that. Like I don't know. Like I know it's from Lucas Films, but that doesn't mean it's from Disney. It just means it was just done on Lucas Films. I don't know who owns that movie. I'm probably just gonna buy my own copy because I'm still on trying to make this Michael thing happened, which means I don't have time to like go back and see Project Hail Mary. I was going to do it one more time, but it's not looking good. Just buy the movie. They need to release one of the Michael concerts to the movies. Hell yeah. Especially with the Bad Tour. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, they need to do a remaster, like,
Mm-hmm.
and do
Well,
like a
they should
special
do
music
not
release.
try Victory Tour. Did you see the thing on TikTok
No.
where they were like Randy? So everyone keeps doing that scene over. So I was like, I don't know why, because that's definitely not in the movie, but that's trending, and that's actually a movie reference. It just wasn't in the movie. I said, so you see mad people doing the performance and everything. I was like, what? That's this week's trend.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Like didn't, and then like Randy, and Randy comes out and he jumps out. And it's so cute. Everyone's just so in love with the Jacksons. I'm happy for them. I'm like, we've always loved it, but now it's like, oh, I'm so glad everyone's being introduced to them in this way.
Yeah, it's good. Like we needed this because the last Michael Mania came out of him passing, and it's like
Yeah.
unfortunate. But this one, it came out of something more light-hearted. So I'm glad that happened. But you just reminded me of something. One, like, that's how big this movie is. Randy was not in the movie. He didn't speak about it. He hasn't, spoken about it or anything. I don't want to assume nothing, but it's clear that he wasn't in the movie, and people are assuming that he just chose, like, he was just like, I don't want to be in it for, whatever his reason is. But the fact that he's being a part of a trend and he wasn't even in the movie lets you know that that's how big this movie is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, another thing is, I think my brother had mentioned something, but I didn't know if it was just like a tabloidy thing or like a news thing. But I think he said they couldn't use certain songs, like Jackson songs, because Randy didn't give the okay. And that made me think. In this part one, the only Jackson songs that were played were, okay, like, as far as the Jacksons era, was Blame It on the Boogie and Enjoy Yourself. The Jacksons did not write Blame It on the Boogie. They just produced it. So they didn't have the writer's stuff on there. Enjoy Yourself, I don't believe they wrote. They didn't get to start fully writing albums. They wrote a few songs on their first two. But they didn't get to fully start writing albums until the Destiny era. And if you notice on the Triumph tour, out of all the songs, they had Michael perform Ben. And I'm like, why Ben? Why not This Place Hotel? No. They played This Place Hotel at the end because Michael wrote it. But why not something that's like the Jackson Brothers, like Things I Do for You or something like that? And then you notice on the Victory Tour, the three songs that they played, or the two songs that they played, Human Nature, that's Michael's song.
Mm-hmm.
That's Michael's song.
Mm-hmm.
So dang, the legal things are really detailed, and they had to play it really, really safe in this movie because they probably had to have some good lawyers, like good people looking out for him.
No, the fact that this movie came out even to this level with all the loopholes here, it's like, oh, you can't talk about that. You can't use this song. You can't do that. Nope, she doesn't want to be part of it. He doesn't want to be part of it. It was a lie. The fact that they came out with minimum $700 and I think $3 million now with all this drama, good for them. Because it was just like, I mean, one of the criticisms some of the fans had was like, oh, it felt like a cash grab. Well, this ain't charity. Like, it's like the whole point of doing the biopic was to highlight Michael's career. I mean, the initial thing was to touch, to touch the tougher stuff, but it didn't go that route. It went a whole different route. And honestly, I think it worked because it just, we need a break. That's all I can say. Like, we can use a break.
and simultaneously we got, I'm gonna call them the Casio people, the
Mm-hmm.
Casios. They're trying to get they 60 minutes of fame, I guess. Read between the lines. And while this movie is up, and nobody is paying them dust.
No,
And if
actually they are, but Twitter is coming for them in ways to make me go see. YouTube culture and TikTok culture is completely different, and I'm sure they're not ready for what's coming their way. It's like, good
oh
luck,
no, TikTok is eating them up.
big time,
They're
big
eating
time.
them up. Like they're literally just like clowning them. Like
It's like, bruh.
like what whoever that one was, they didn't like the theatrics was so over the
Mm-hmm.
top.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't even do fake crocodile tears. Like it was
People
just
were
dry.
clowning this dude. I was like,
Wait
you
a
can
minute.
try it if you want to.
Who is this?
TikTok, TikTokers are different. I said, I do not want to be on their bad side. It's like, oh,
Wait a minute.
hmm.
What time do you go to work, Trish?
You said lunch?
What time do you go to work?
Oh, I have a few more. I mean, I need to go to bed though, but
Okay. Yeah, no, they're trying to get their 60 minutes of fame.
yeah, it's a hot mess. We're not here for this. We're over it. That's why I was like, you know what? As much as we going through as Michael Jackson fans, you know what? Let the biopic be a celebration. But part two, I agree with you, should be more of a balance, like Searching for Neverland, where you see good, but you also see some. It was some tough stuff to see, but it was different in a good way. Now, imagine that movie with Jafar playing.
Wait, which movie?
Jafar playing and that budget they had. Searching for Neverland.
Oh,
Ooh, ooh.
I
Hello, good morning from the UK. I hope we see stuff from Neverland. Heck yeah, because we know they shot there. Could you imagine you shot all this stuff in Neverland and you're like, yeah, I'm in the biopic. And they were like, wait a minute, Neverland's not even here. Just a book saying Neverland.
we
Ouch.
oh my gosh. We better get like I'm talking about decked out. Like they redid that whole land, getting like the rides and stuff there. Like we better be getting some. I know they haven't come out with themselves, but we can just assume. Like I know they can't talk about the. We need a name for that first family because we got Casio, we got Save a Buck, um, Minimum Wage Robson. We need a name for that one, and we need a name for the second one. But I know they can't talk about the first thing,
Yeah.
so we can't have like the. Although I still want them to be able to find a legal loophole to depict like the raid and like how they pretty much treated him like a freaking zoo animal.
Mm-hmm. The way people have dehumanized Michael, I still get insulted for Michael because it's just like, dang, this is a human behind all these words. So it's just like, someone had said something I wouldn't want. There would be sleepless nights for part two. You're right. There's going to be because you're going to want to have the success of part one, but you don't want the criticism came with it too. A lot of people felt like it wasn't deep enough. It was too surface and it was too one dimensional in terms of just showing Michael's positive aspects. These are fair arguments. These are fair arguments. Oh my God, part two is going to be through through for them. Like, how can you include everything? It's impossible. They might have to cut off. they might need 3 parts, but let's just say I wouldn't want to be them. Like I already said, if they offered me millions of dollars to do this movie, let's just say I'm not gonna get a dime. It's too hard.
I just look.
They need to talk about the allegations. Only if it's going to bring light to something in a good way. Like
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, bring it up if it's going to show, like, was like Square One. Square One was helpful. That's a documentary me and Jennifer and Tori did. It showed extortion, right? That's the one, extortion motivations, right? Is that Square One, or am I mixing up with another one?
Oh no, it was we did quite a bit, but we did watch Square One. Like they covered that first um set of lies really well, and they pretty much showed, you know, his innocence and stuff. I would like, because I mean, part one, in the earlier half of his life, I feel like the most that people were talking about was like, oh, like, you know, his nose and da 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 da, like the surgeries and stuff. They addressed that and they humanized him. They in a way that I feel like they humanized him. The approach was very delicate. It wasn't like, oh, he did this because he didn't want to be blah blah blah. So now the mass tone or the mass understanding is not going to be like, you know, harsh towards him. Now, part two, that overarching thing, because now they probably got to go and talk more about, they may talk about more the vitiligo, um, since that,
That's
the,
right, because it does get lighter even from
yeah.
the bad era. You're right.
But part two, the second half of his life, the big things was the lies against him. So I think it'll be weird if they just didn't talk about it at all. I just think it would just be odd. Like, I think in a way, I know there's legal things and they don't want to get in trouble, but I think in whatever way they can possible, even if it's just a little bit, they should talk about it and they should talk about his innocence just to kind of, you know,
Uh,
the world.
Listen, I agree. It's gonna be hard. Like, because it's like, of course, you want that excitement, you want people dancing, but I'm like, they'll figure it out. Maybe it'll be part two of celebrating him, or it might be like, now we gotta talk about something of more. Not saying they didn't talk nothing of substance, but they touched on everything. But they touched on it brilliantly. To be honest, it wasn't. It was well done. It was just like, okay. And I noticed, like, for example, like, remember he had the big nose job, and then his
Mhm.
father was like, he was like, "That's where my sinus is." But if you look later down the movie, you'll just see tape across the nose, which indicates he did
Mhm.
get another nose job, or he did something, but they didn't quite get into it. And he was always putting makeup on. Either it was to hide the vitiligo, or it's just showing his perfectionism. Like, he always wanted to look good. I thought he looked so good when he got burnt. That's why I thought the burnt wasn't that serious. Because if you see the real picture, it looked like it was serious, but not serious, serious. Because Michael looked so good. He looked like, all right, make sure I look good. He looked great. So I
And
wasn't thinking it was serious. It was serious, serious.
that's another reason why, like, he should not have had to do that victory tour, because he was still in fresh pain from the
Mm.
burn and being in the hospital doing the commercial for the promoting company that was doing that tour. Um, but yeah, so um, it was serious. Like, I told my mom, I was like, you realize until that man passed, he had scalp pain for the rest of his life.
I
Like,
honestly had no idea, and I'm so glad they actually simmered in there a little late, because everything was like, here, couple of minutes. They actually stayed there, and
mhm.
there's Easter eggs in there that will probably, like, or foreshadowing in there that will probably pay off in part two. I feel like that's like, you know what, if you were going to stay on something that made sense, because a lot of people blame the downfall of Michael's, some of his shortcomings come from that accident. So that was really smart that if you're going to stay still a little bit, that's where you stay still. A lot of people blame, the having trouble to sleeping and the painkillers and, the stuff like that based on this situation. And then, of course, unfortunately, poor Joe, he gets blamed again. But, if you respect his boundaries, you know, all I can say for future generation Jacksons, keep protecting your legacy and family, but you
Mhm.
might have to set boundaries with people. That's for anybody. Like I love my family, but sometimes they have you do stuff that that's not going to help them in the end. So it's just like love each other, protect each other, Jacksons. But you also have some people that you might have to put up boundaries, but don't break your connection. Like someone had said earlier, we need to pray over Jafar. I agree. There's
Yeah.
already like a handful of people I'm peeping from afar, like, yeah, they circling him like he's Michael. And does that mean he's gonna get that same Michael drama? Like, yes, he's very talented.
Oh,
Yes,
they're
he's very.
already trying to pull out things and say stuff and theories
Mm,
and stuff like I think that's why I'm glad he stayed quiet in preparation for this movie and he stayed off of social media because there's probably time that he took to prepare and probably got kind of maybe mentored by somebody or like multiple different maybe people in the family told him like, hey, this might be what comes with this role that you have now, or um maybe somebody else had told him like you have to get ready for this, like the crowds, the naysayers, the people that might try and bring up random stuff, try and throw dirt on you and stuff like that.
he's definitely protection because he's very talented. I'm like, once I saw what he did on the screen, I said, "There's no way this is your first acting gig. You crushed it.
Yeah.
You crushed it in such a way." And that's one thing he does have a like about Michael. Michael was always able to pick up on things quickly. It's like even if Michael couldn't do something like tap dancing, he would learn and then he would pick it up kind of fast. So you just be like, wait, what? Like you could tap dance? But it looks like Jafar is figuring out who he is. But protect your peace, protect your family, protect your mental health. Don't let nobody come between you and your girl. Get close with God, stay close to God. Don't let none of this get to your head. And keep doing your thing. We loved you. Oh my God, when was that first Jafar stuff? Like 2-3 years ago? And I mean, you could tell by the views how much everyone loved Jafar. Like those were like some of my best videos with Jafar Jackson ones. Like the ones who know who he is know even more now on a bigger scale. Cause I was like, yo, I never forget the chat was so overwhelming. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm going. It was nothing I've never experienced. It was just constantly people talking. Jafar, 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 Jafar. I was like, what?
Yeah. That was our inkling right there. Like
Yeah. And this is way before the movie came out. I was like, what?
now there's like Jafar, like we're at like beforehand, there might have been two or three loyal Jafar or Dramaticity related fan pages before we even got the announcement that he was going to be in the movie. Now,
Mm-hmm.
multiple, like he is at that level. They're making fan edits, like, and it happened fast. Like, I remember I was in LA and I hadn't really been on social media like that because we were out and about doing stuff. And I hadn't even been on TikTok. TikTok is like part of my daily routine. And one day I was just like, I ain't been on there. Let me get on there and see what's happening. The amount of trends, Jackson lore, memes, inside jokes from the movie that was all over my For You page. I said, oh, this movie and Jafar is bigger than what I realized right now. Because this is like, it was
For
in.
me, it's one of the biggest movie, social media, anything I've ever seen in my life. Because I'm like, I don't ever remember a movie getting this kind of traction 4 weeks later on TikTok and stuff. I was like, this is still going. And like I said, every week it's something new. So this week it's the Jackson Victory Tour. And I'm like, that's so funny. Randy wasn't even in it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I think what people are starting to realize the greatness of the Jacksons in general. Like,
Right.
when I was alive, when I was alive, when Michael was alive, I always focused on Michael. But then when Michael passed away, I just started looking in the background. I'm like, oh snap, Marlon can. Oh, also, Marlon's body rolls going viral now. Like people are just like appreciating the Jacksons. Because I was just like, yo, if you look in the background, them brothers need to be
Mhm.
celebrated too. Like, don't get this twisted. Don't get this twisted. It's just Michael has a presence that would overshadow them. But I was just like, no, also look in the background. Look at Jafar's dad. Look at, Uncle Tito. Look at all of them. Like, you got Jermaine and freaking Tito playing the guitar and dancing. What? You got,
Yeah.
Randy on the congos. Like, and they're all doing this on routine. That's amazing, bro.
I like the well, it might be my algorithm, but because there when Jermaine first came out, like went to the premiere and stuff, everybody was dogging. I'm like, y'all, okay, listen. When Jermaine was gone, y'all was sitting over here. Where's Jermaine? Why ain't he ever here? And now he here, and y'all just going in on the man.
I
Okay,
know.
he here to support his son. Okay, all right. But now I'm noticing like they're going back like in the 70s and stuff, and they're like showing like they're highlighting his skill and stuff, like his vocals when he was a kid. Thing that like Michael had a grown voice at a young age, but Jermaine, he had a grow like what was he like 14, 15, sounding like a 37-year-old man, white picket fence, family 401k, like I'm like, dang, they're even like highlighting Jackie, the amount of Jackie Jackson TikToks and think
Mm-hmm.
pieces and love that he is getting. I hope he's seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
Marlon too.
I love it because I'm like, I remember when Michael died and I started discovering the rest of them. I'm like they're expressing how I felt. I just didn't have TikTok back then. It was like there wasn't even short form videos back then except for Vine. We're going way back now. And I'm just like, I just love seeing it the way I felt it. I was like, oh, did you see this? Did you see that? Did you see this? It's just like, it's amazing. And by the way, make sure you follow my co-host, Tori Invincible Jackson, who has awesome Jackson family content. Like, she's the one that really put us, like, even though I was aware of Jafar, Tori took the next level. I'm saying that I gotta give credit where credit's due. Tori knows Jafar better than most. So you're gonna want to follow that channel. Oh, good morning. Um, I bumped into you while watching a video of you in the theater. Are you being funny? Really? Okay. Um, Somebody said about Jafar. Yeah, if I were Jafar, I would play it very low key while staying out of the limelight and public eye. So Jafar, I discovered Jafar had something in common with Michael as well. So when we were younger, Michael would do a project and go away for years and then come back, go away for years, especially when he went solo. We discovered that Jafar can be gone for 6 years and come out with a banger. Like, in other words, do it, Jafar. If you want to protect your peace, you could. We'll wait for you. Cause I was like, he came out, disappeared, and then out of nowhere, hey, I'm playing Michael. Crushed it. Go back into hiding, and then when you come back out, come out with another big banger. We're here for you. Because I was like, I feel like the public does the Jacksons a little bit more dirtier than most in terms of like how low they can go, and that part makes it uncool and makes you not want to like look at the timeline for anything. Because yes, we had the funny trends with the striped pants, and got me singing Holics, but we also have the bad side too. Like in my algorithm, thank God I don't have bad stuff, but in a previous when Jafar got announced as Michael, I did some of the ugly stuff did come out. And I'm just like, okay, now you're being vicious for no reason. And it has nothing to do with Jafar. You're just being mean. So it's weird. Did you go to any fan meetups when Michael passed? Oh, so when Michael passed, I'm not gonna lie, it felt like I lost a relative. I went to every fan meetup possible. Like now, this version of me would not be doing this now. I don't have that kind of time. But then, oh my God, we used to be out 4 in the morning dancing to Michael's music. I'm more of an internet person now. It's like, it's got nothing to do with, you know, yeah, I've changed a lot though. But my priority, I think it's because I have more of a family structure now. I don't have the luxury to do what I used to do. But yes, lots of meetups. Thanks to people like MJ Fangirl, Melanie Freeman, and Amada Anderson, they made New York phenomenal. We were in dance parades, we did charity under Michael's name, we did bone marrow donations, we did backpacks. We did everything for Michael when Michael passed away. It's just we're getting older. Some people have kids, or in my case, I inherited a family. So we just don't have that anymore. But you have new generations coming out, like King of Pop Radio. She did a Michael Jackson after party for us. And who's that girl? Blue Swag, right? Blues Away.
Yeah, Blues Away.
Yeah, she's I would say when it comes to meetups and stuff, follow the younger fans and it's funny, I'm not too far to the age that Melanie was then when I met her, but I just think I have so much on my plate that I just don't have the luxury to do a fan group. Because it's not even an age thing. You just got to find someone that's willing to dedicate that kind of time to people. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to do fan meetups and stuff, but for those who want to get into that space, be honest, no scamming. You're gonna have to learn to bite your tongue, and find the balance too, because sometimes people do take it too far. You got to retaliate, but to find the balance of what it takes to be a good leader in this space, and build a new generation of Michael fan groups and gatherings. That's really cool. I saw one Jafar fan on X calling themselves Jafarian. That is funny. I'm here for it. I don't
The Jafarians. Yeah, because I was like, what's the fandom name gonna be?
Yeah.
Because
he's got that it factor. I just hope he can handle what comes with what he has naturally.
Yeah.
Like Michael had decades to become Michael, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got schooled by Captain Jackson, Joe Jackson, Barry Gordon. You know what I'm saying? Like he had the Motown machine to get him to be who he is now. Jafar has been put into this role. I'm sure Jermaine preparing for some of it, maybe even Mrs. Catherine Jackson. But this is a different era. You're dealing with social media. Michael Jackson didn't have this. So it's just like I feel like social media, it gets vicious. It doesn't stop, you know? I saw a video with MJ Fangirl and you was talking about when you went to yes, child. We went all the way to Paris. Bonjour, bonjour.
Party. Wait, why did I say like Paris? Why did I say
Paris?
something I was trying to say party?
Well, the good, even though like MJ Fangirls here, not not in New York anymore. I was blessed enough to work with a, a woman with the best worth ethic I've ever seen in social media in my life. And she shared knowledge, and would I've liked to still spend more time with her? Sure. But I'm blessed that I got to work with her. She's built different.
Mm-hmm.
She's on maternity leave and she's still doing content, y'all. Like, that's a flex, bro. Like, that is such a flex. I'm like, I was like, girl, y'all better follow. She don't play. Me, I'll keep disappearing, which I'm never going to apologize if I'm disappearing. There's something really big going on, especially now, because I do have some momentum now. And I'm like, I hate to disappear, but sometimes you just got to do it for mental health reasons. It is what it is. Um, but I'm glad to be back. Like, I forgot who wrote to me today, but it just said, you know what? Let's get a slide together. Let's get back out there. Um, and let's start healing, right? I don't want to sound dramatic, but social media can be it is cruel and vicious. Girl, that's crazy. It's probably the most vicious thing I've ever been on. He needs to watch out. One moment yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And I feel like some of the stuff that they did to Michael, they'll clearly do to him. He needs to be super protected with prayers. We need a Michael Jackson museum where there's a cinema and plays all his music and concerts. I don't have the information on me, but we have a fan created little museum or exhibit. Tori, do you know where Renee's thing is at now? What state?
Um, let me find it.
We have a fan. Oh, that's what's up. So we crossed paths in the theater or something? Oh, please, if you ever see I can't okay, I am friendly, but I do have that New York energy. But most people, they'll you just say, "Are you gadget?" and then I'll take the energy off. I have my New York shields all the time. And then, like I said, I'm not in a normal situation, so I am a little quieter lately, but I hope to be more like myself whenever God says. I can't put a time on it. But if you all know, you know.
So it's in I think Philly.
Oh, that's where it is.
Yeah,
Man, I regret
there's
not going to Atlantic City. That would have been closer.
if you go to Eventbrite and look up or go to Instagram and put it's MJJ5 exhibit, just all one thing, no underscores or spaces. But yeah, if you go there in the bio, there's an Eventbrite um, link so that you can go and see it.
I see they're getting bigger crowds this year too. I was like, you go, girl. So I think her and Ryan want to do like they want a real official Michael Jackson exhibit in Jackson 5. I know her husband leans more on the Jackson 5 side.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that happens for them, especially with all the excitement with the Jackson legacy, that it goes, more in that direction. Ah, thanks. I appreciate it. And we appreciate you guys letting us have a time out for whatever reason. Like, I saw an old video of you when you went to the MJ wedding. And yes, so that lady has her own museum with her husband. So there's two MJ weddings. There's MJ fangirls, and then there's Renee and Ryan. Those are the people running that MJJ exhibit. It's them. Small world, right? How that all comes around. I was like, holy. Um, that's funny. I forgot to read this one. Not Trisha singly handling trying to take down Rotten Tomatoes, because it felt like that old school. We're gonna just hate on Michael and keep him down. I'm like, I got you. Because I don't know how. memberships, like AMC, affects money. So that's why I was like, I did maybe half with AMC and the other half I paid for. And I keep doing that, like, just to make sure. I'm like, they got to get some type of. Because I don't understand how they make money off of memberships. Like, how do I spend $30 for 1 month and see like 16 movies? So how much money goes to the movies? That part's confusing to me. And no one's been able to effectively explain this to me. So I'm like, just to make sure, every Tuesday I just go to a discounted movie house someplace. Somebody said something about Rotten Tomatoes, like it didn't. There we go. Honestly, Rotten Tomatoes did not influence me to watch multiple times. I love him so much, and I'm gladly go over and over again. But Rotten Tomatoes did piss me off so badly. Yeah, it was a mess. I'm like, and it pisses me off because it's like you want critics to have a voice, but it just felt so attacked. Like, oh, we didn't get the allegation, so the movie sucks. No, they told you weren't going to get the allegations. So are you stupid? If you're can't claiming to be part of the movie culture, like for example, I watched John Campia because he has so much 411 about movie culture, backstories to stuff. So even if you don't have time to keep up, just watch John Campia. It's like 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, just to make sure you don't look foolish. So it made me feel like you guys didn't pay attention or you're just trying to be messy. So either one, you're being discredited for not paying attention or just being messy. We don't want to talk to you now.
Like I'm looking at the reviews right now. One person gave it a 2 out of 5, but they can't even spell Jafar's name right. You need your critic card revoked, because learn if you want to be like, if you want to be super detailed about stuff, learn how to spell Jafar's name. Like, and this is how it seemed like there was a little method, like they were trying to slander this movie, because normally, from what I've seen, if a movie is good, like both the critics are going to rate it high and the crowd, like the popcorn meter, is going to rate it high too. The fact that the critics is not 39%, but the rest of everybody is saying, and mind you, critics is only 284 reviews. Everybody else, like the viewers, is 10,000 plus.
That's
97%.
amazing.
97%. And I think it went up, honestly, from last. Let me look at this real quick.
They were like, we gonna clown y'all.
Oh, never mind. It was already at 97. But I'm like, y'all just. Somebody said, oh, there was nothing uncovered about the movie. Or nothing uncovered within the movie. Okay, sure, like us diehard fans, like we pretty much knew
A lot of
everything in the movie. But what I like about it is certain details that not the general public doesn't know about what's put in the movie. So now it's no longer just deep cut knowledge. Now it's main knowledge. Like when he asked Branken, like, oh, how much am I getting from Pepsi? For the burn, like their settlement or whatever. He was like, oh, 7 figures. He said, I want all that to go to the burn unit for the kids at the hospital. Not many people knew about that. But now sit at this critic, whoever this is, I want you to sit in my face and tell me that you knew that piece of information before you saw the movie. I want you to sit in my face and tell me you knew every piece of information. Because from what it sounds, they don't even sound like local fans. They sound like haters.
And I think that's why everybody was so annoyed with them. I forgot how, I think I heard about the Rotten Tomato thing on John Campia. And I think like the next morning I said, oh, I'm going in. I'm going in. I'm like, you got to be out. You like the movie wasn't even out yet. So it was just like you were trying to tank it before it even got a shot. And so, has there been constructive criticism from other reviewers that I respect? Absolutely. But you could tell a difference between a hater and a real critic. And I think Rotten Tomato was giving me more of a hater energy. And I'm just like, I don't want to hear you now. I don't want to hear you. especially if you just watched John Campia, you would have known the allegations were not going to be in the film, which means the whole entire film got restructured, and that was also publicly disclosed too. So it was just like, this is not fan community, this was movie community. The movie community knew about what was not going to be in the film. So why are we acting like either you're too busy to catch up with other? That's what I said. I'm like, I don't consider myself a movie expert. That's what John Campia is for. Watch his show and then of course put my own spin on it. Like, that's why I mention name. I mention people's name and I give credit where credit is due. So I was like, no, this is who I watch, and that's how I'm able to do this channel. I don't have time to keep up all this news either. But then again, I'm not a critic. I'm just a YouTuber who talks about films. They were slandering the film. If you look at a lot of the reviews on there, they wrote like one sentence saying this film sucks, like even objective, right? Like, make it make sense. I think
Like,
part review bombing. I agree. Yeah.
this lady is she's saying it begs the question of why this was necessary. The best parts of it are the music, which you can see elsewhere. Ma'am, the reason why it's necessary is to get an unbiased, true account of his story out there. And y'all gave your review too early, because you want to know why this is necessary? Because once we all saw the movie, when you got your little early screenings and whatnot, once the world saw the movie, you could see it was a movement. That's why this movie is necessary. So people can go back and know Michael, because like there's kids, like you said, who weren't even born when he was here. They're already obsessed. Like, they want to watch all of his stuff. Then from there, because I knew when I was a kid, I learned about healing the world from him. It's a chain reaction. It was him who taught me that through his music and messages and all that. So imagine, like a 5-year-old might be seeing like, oh, heal the world, like what's this about and stuff, or a 9-year-old, and then they have a heart, and they realize they have a heart for it too, and it moves them. Like, this is not just a movie. This is more than just a movie. They're looking at just like just the art piece or whatever or something. This is more than that.
If people looked at Michael's career the way we moonwalkers look at it, then we would understand that he has been undervalued for so long. So I am sorry, this is not the biopic you were expecting, but this is the biopic that he deserved. He deserved a biopic that gave a new audience, and even like, we did footage of people 60, 70, 80 years old celebrating what Michael and the Jackson 5 music meant to them. This family has been demonized for one day too many. So if it's not the narrative you wanted to hear, because you're so used to demonizing him and dehumanizing him. So it's just like, yo, like, I'm sorry. This may have not been the biopic people wanted. This is the biopic that we needed. Because it was just like, yo, I'm so tired of the drama that you keep kind of throw on him, and then we try to tell you, hey, why don't you look at the real demons? Y'all don't even talk, and these people are very much alive. There's receipts on what we're saying. Well, I mean, I didn't bring it up, the internet did, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Read between the lines, and you never say anything. So I was just like, if you want to stand up for the victims, I can give you like 20 to 40 celebrities that you just might want to Google on YouTube alone. Just saying, like, without throwing nobody's name under the bus. Because the fact that you're playing this game the way you're playing it, and not even talking about the real people that have been called out literally in the last 5 years, is mind blowing to me. Mind blowing. Like, I even find it hypocritical that what the industry that's so problematic never calls it, like how do you call people out when you might be a monster too? Like, it's just a weird thing. That's all I'm going to say. I'm like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Like, who's monitoring who? So it's like, if you're going to play this game, then let's play it fairly. And if we're going to play it fairly, let's look up your favorite actors and actresses and musicians. Let's play the game fair for real. And you never play the game fair, ever. You never, when it comes to the Jacksons, you've never played the game fair. Because if you played it fair, then that means a lot of people got to come off the list of people to be celebrating. At least with Michael Jackson, you have no evidence. And that's what I'm trying to say. That's the problem here. So it's just like, make it make sense. So you have people with evidence. We still celebrate their stars stay up, whatever. And then this guy has no evidence. Oh, he's the problem. He talks to llamas. What? No, I'm not. I don't care. We're over it. We're and we've been saying this for years. Tori, me, MJ Fangirl, Moonwalking Kingdom. We've been saying this for decades. Make it make sense. And then when we say so, oh, you're just loyal fans. No, we're not. We had to investigate like everybody else. We wanted to make sure we were on the right side of the situation. That was the whole point of what was the thing we did? Marching with Michael, right? Or March with Michael. That was the whole point. That was the whole point. He has more evidence leaning that he's innocent than what you guys are claiming that he's. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense. Like,
believe me, I'm not afraid. Like, I'm a person that I don't play around. Okay, if I see something's off, or I don't like you doing something like, or you're being weird, or you're morally wrong, I will drop you. I just took somebody's music off my Spotify because they decided they wanted to be messy and be disrespectful. Even though I really adored their music and I think they're very talented. No, like, I'm done. I'm not fooling with you. So all that to say, I've been rocking with Michael since I was 8 years old. If I felt like there was something like he did wrong that was bad or morally wrong, you would not see me on this live stream right now. Okay? And it's not just, oh, we're biased or we're fans and all that stuff. Like, I done my research. I had to research for years about Michael in general. There is a reason why I have been a fan of Michael for so long. And believe it or not, this movie made me discover that it was not his music that piqued my interest. It was who he was as a person, as an 8-year-old, that piqued me, that made me want to be like, I want to learn about him. Then the music followed. So, them critics can.
Yeah, it was.
My talk.
We're going to play this game, then play this game fair. And you still, to this day, have not played this game fair. Because I was just like, again, I don't want to throw nobody under the bus. Some things are still being investigated. But, like, for example, the stuff that came out, people act like, oh, that can't be true. That's my favorite, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's true. It's just you just choose not to listen. So I just stay out of it because I'm like Tori too. Like, I'll have what I call a private protest, and I'll just stop either playing their movies or music. I'm finding my collection getting smaller and smaller, though. I was just like, I'm probably just going to sell most of my secular music because it's just like all the stuff that came out in the last 5 years made me realize a lot of my music is tainted. So it's just like, oh, that sucks. Like, 90s nightmares are here. Like, my favorite music has so much horrible backstories to it, and I'm just like, bro. And that's probably for most of the industry. It's just we just don't know it. So it's just like, that's why I was just like, what? Like, y'all need to address some other stuff and stop messing with this. Like, even in death, this is crazy. Even in death, they come after him, yet there is no shred of evidence. I think that's what makes the story the weirdest. So you're coming after him in death too? Like, what are we talking about? I don't know. But we won't address people that are alive and well, still demonizing and hurting children, hurting women, hurting men. You know, nothing ever gets said. So I'm like, I don't understand this. So whatever the issue is with the industry and Michael, it's something so deep that it's in my best interest just to mind my own business. It sounds really insanely deep. Cause I was like, he's dead. What are we doing? Rest in peace though. You
Yeah.
know. Because at the end of the day, that's still someone's father, that's still someone's brother, that's someone's son. There are fans that are missing them, family that's missing them, friends that are missing them. I think we miss Michael more than ever after seeing this biopic. Because then we realized, like, man, we didn't appreciate him enough when he was here. So I know as a fan, I wish I did a lot of things different. You know, I wish I spoke up more. I had a YouTube channel back in 2007. It was tiny, but I still had one. It's because we are fans. We are so well informed and know the facts. And that's why, yeah, we know he's innocent and why we live, love him. The most annoying thing about the general public who believe the allegations is that they never are. Yeah. And that's what I was trying to say. Like when I meet people, people still will come up to me and say, well, I think he did it. And I said, I'm asking, did you do research on both sides? Because I do research whenever necessary. And it's not on whoever. So, like I said, we have new problems for 2026 now. But just to make sure, you know, like there's certain celebrities, I won't say their names anymore because I learned something. Instead of me making a big deal out of it, I call it a peaceful protest. Just don't say their name anymore. But I don't know. I'm like I said, you guys never been fair. That's what I'm gonna say. You've never been fair to not Michael, just even the Jacksons in general. Like they're not perfect. They have made mistakes. You know, some of them have even said, you know, they wish they did things better and made better choices. But we all have the ability to get grace from God and heal and be better humans and hopefully, you know, not made mistakes that, you know, made us imperfect or seen in an unfavorable light. But it's not fair. That's what I'm going to say. It's not fair. I'll leave it there. It's not fair. And we didn't throw anybody under the bus. We're just saying it's not fair. You never made this fair. And this is why the fans keep fighting because we're like, got you. So we're not going to talk about such and such. Like literally this came out yesterday. As a matter of fact, I noticed when newer celebrities are being outed on really bad behavior, people act like, oh, I didn't hear that. What? Okay. I see what's going. Lots of gaslighting. Lots of it. I'm over it. So I'm like, I don't think we're going to do, you know, March with Michaels anymore. I know when Taj comes out with his documentary, yeah, of course we'll do a watch party. But I feel like we giving you enough tools just to just see what we looked into. And then there's even more like Jennifer even gave us more stuff to look into. And Tori, like more like just in case you have any uncertainty, just look at the transcripts, look at this, look at that. Do your research.
At this point, if people are still over here thinking that Michael did those things and stuff, at this point they just are either ignorant or they don't have common sense because the resources are available. The resources are right there. So it's either you don't have common sense to go look for those resources, or you just want him to be guilty. And to me, that's weird. But yeah, like I don't even argue with people anymore. If people have genuine concerns, or if they bring it up to me in person and somebody that I know, I will educate them. But if it's people online, you're getting blocked because just like you're using this platform to try and terrorize a fan, you can be using your Twitter fingers and click clack on over to Google and look up resources. Google the FBI files is right there. They found nothing. So,
and I honestly think if they found something, they would have revealed it. Like, duh, we like.
they would have
and
got
they're
him.
doing the whole FBI putting cameras and mics everywhere, and then don't reveal that. Make it make sense.
Right. There was somebody who went to one of the Michael movie showings, and I kid you not, apparently throughout the whole movie, he was calling. I forgot. I don't know exactly what he did. He's like, oh, like pretty much being obnoxious through the movie. Like, oh, come on, guys. Like, he did this, or like trying to, accuse him of the false allegations and stuff. Like, he's one of those people who believe that Michael really did those things and stuff. So I think finally they got security, and it ended up being a whole altercation and stuff. I'm just like, there's something got mentally going on. I'm just gonna assume that, because if you hate Michael so much and you think he did it, why would you spend money to go to the movie? Because you're helping his legacy.
It's like, what are we doing?
You're
I'm not. I don't have an issue with people not seeing things the way that I see it, but I feel like at this point, even if you did the research and you still feel like something's off, then just don't support the music. Well, like you have choices too. Just have like, what are we doing? But I at this point, I'm over it, because it's funny. I won't get too specific. Someone came up to me, and I knew who their favorite artist was, but there's dirt on them. So I said, "Yo, what about Blase Blah?" Oh, I don't believe that happens. I'm like, no, they're telling you it happened. There's lawsuits right now. Oh, I don't believe that. No, baby, there's lawsuits and multiple people saying these things happen. And I'm like, I don't understand how your favorite artist with evidence we're going to ignore, but my favorite artist with no evidence, we're just going to continue badgering him and he's dead. Gotcha.
Yeah. Wow.
And I'm like, I'm over it at this point. Like at this point, because it's interneting, I control almost every fandom now. So I suggest y'all don't come with receipts try to claim Michael did something, because now I got like legit receipts on, except for, well, I won't say that there's one person that's still coming up squeaky clean, but let's just say don't come for me, because I'm like, oh, who's your favorite artist? Google this. Cause I mean, that's the whole point of me watching what I watch, so I can fight back now. I'm like, oh, this is what we doing? Because it's whack. It's really wackadoodle. Like, that's wackadoodle. That you won't even take acknowledgement that there are people with evidence that you just don't want to acknowledge because you want to play their music. All right, say less. If you, like I said, if you think he's guilty, that's on you, but just don't bother me with it. Right. I'm going to come for you. And that's the end of it.
Like, that man literally knew he did not like Michael Jackson, went out of his way to buy a ticket to go watch the movie and be obnoxious and disturb the peace. Like, and then on top of that, he called himself trying to be like Mr. Morally Right, save the day stuff, trying to call out Michael for something that he didn't even do. But he started throwing around racial slurs.
Do you know who this is? What's up, homie? This is one of the biggest Michael Jackson fans. Graduated. Oh my God, I met him at Thriller Nights. Both of those. What's up? I know you were enjoying other people knowing what you knew about Michael from day one. I know you loving it. Finally. I actually caught a couple of yours here and there. I love your setup. I mean, I've been quiet for good reason, but oh my gosh. Like, make sure you follow this. This is one of the biggest Michael Jackson fans. I loved your movie fit. I loved your reaction to I think it was was it the trailer? It was mad funny. You were sick. You were you couldn't go to school and you were like, bro, and you started coughing. I was like, yes. Oh my God. I was like, I feel like our private world's not so private anymore though, because it just be us. And then it's like, oh no, now the whole world knows what we knew this whole time.
Right?
Like I feel like we're gonna have to join the Hill Los Angeles Donors Club just so we can get tickets first now. Cause you already know Thriller Nights is gonna start in 5 minutes. The teaser, yes. He was like, I don't feel good. Still the reaction. I be the same way. Like one of my most viral videos, I was dumb sick. And this one video changed my channel overnight. I was sick. Yeah, oh man. Like like the time these people like uh take arguing with fans and trying to convince them of exactly. I'm one of those people. If you have something new to present to me, I'll listen to it. But you don't. Like, shut up. Oh my god, I watched his reaction as well. Yes, that thing went viral. We loved it. So that's crazy. I was like, I remember I just, oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I remember I am gonna miss the quieter days of Los Angeles because I was like, oh, like you already can tell by the ticket selling, things have gotten very popular. Because I was like, how did they sell out 3 King of Popcorns and This Is Thriller like in minutes? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm editing the watch party I had. Oh, that's what's up. You know, I'll check it out for sure. For sure. Like I've been away for a while, but I'm slowly coming back. So I have missed some of y'all stuff, but your stuff usually comes on my FYP, so I'd be like, that's why I be catching it. His stuff is organically in my timeline. But Tori, I do have to go because one of my friends is calling me out. Did you have any um ending thoughts?
um, like you said, see the movie as many times as you can. If you cannot go, but you can afford it, but you've already went, like, and stuff, we offer to buy someone a ticket because it's nearing 1 billion. Like, I think we'll get there. Um,
If we can get there within the next 4 weeks, then we would have gotten to 1 billion before Bohemian Rhapsody. I think we could do it before June 25th for sure. Um, right, because that makes a 2 month mark, right, or close to it, because it came out officially the 24th. I don't know if it's the 22nd they're gonna count. But the point is, I think we could do it before Bohemian Rhapsody did it. Just keep your foot on their necks. Like I said, if you want to save on tickets, most tickets houses are cheaper on Tuesdays, and do the best you can. The economy is tight, and I know like a lot of our time is tight. I know for y'all in college, you guys got your finals coming and everything, so make sure you school's first, and you know, you know. Always good to see you. Follow him, y'all. Love his content. Follow. Don't stop. Well, I'm gonna try minimum to see it 14 times. I don't know if I can go past that. So next week will be what, 12. Yeah, I think 3 weeks because I'm like I still gotta see Mortal Kombat, The Mandalorian. I gotta go back to my normal movie life here. Well, I agree with you, Tori. Like, if you take a break, though, you'll even appreciate the movie even more. And then you'll see things that you didn't see before either. You'll be like, oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, okay, I see.
yeah, like the first few times I watched it, I was like still trying to take everything in. Like, I missed the part in that meeting room when he was like talking with, I'm assuming, the lawyers, when he's getting ready to do the Thriller album and he met John Branca. That everybody at that table had a water except for him, and he had on his orange juice. And that's like deep cut fan knowledge right there. That he loved him some orange juice.
Yeah, I saw some of the memes on it. And today I did notice the strawberry ice cream thing. And those little things are not random, to be honest. Like, I remember there's a scene where him and Catherine, so this little Michael, there he's trying to get his mom to get the llama, and they're putting the scoops of ice cream in with strawberry ice cream. And
Mhm.
then there was another scene where Michael fired Joe, and then he closed the freezer and he was holding strawberry ice cream. I think it was Briar's or something. But
Mhm.
I was like, those are little nods, because I know sometimes we'll have Michael Jackson themed parties, so we know it's strawberry ice cream. I don't know what the red candies Bill was talking about when he was in the hospital. And then I think he mentioned some sunshine drink. I don't know if that's orange juice or whatever. We'll figure that out.
It looked like it was orange juice.
Yes. He's like, I'm feeling, I'm good. Because Michael got all your favorites, and fans like these little Easter eggs about Michael Jackson, or just in general. Star Wars fans are the same way. So I was just like, nah, man. Like for us that appreciate the legacy, the parties. And then it's funny when we go to stuff like Hill, Los Angeles, John would have little Easter eggs, whether it be the food he's serving. That's like they serve a lot of Mexican food because Michael like Mexican, like little things that will be like, thank you, John. We appreciate you. little. So I feel like John, we need strawberry ice cream. Just make sure there's a vegan option. I said they keep putting it was popcorn and ice cream. Some fan had me cracking up though. They were like, as much as Katherine Jackson and Michael snacked, I can't believe they weren't fat. I was on
Oh
the
my god.
floor. But it's just showing, I guess, the rare moments of Michael not on tour. Of course, some fans' criticism was that Michael's life was a lot more hectic and he was a lot more busy on the road and performing this, that, and third. But I think they just wanted to focus on the human side of Michael, the more quieter side, how his life was when he wasn't on the road and how lonely he felt. And I remember, I know I said need to go, but just I just saw this today. One thing I noticed that when Michael was traveling with his brothers, he was always reading a book and trying to learn something. And
Mhm.
even and that kind of isolated him from his brothers. So even though he loved his brothers and shared stories, Michael always gave me the impression that he felt like he was different,
Mhm.
that he couldn't quite relate to anybody. So that was today's read. I am so annoyed that they never played the trailer of his MTV ad in the Michael movie, because I thought he was going to see. Hold on, for some reason. Oh, he was going to see a clip of him at home watching. There's so many things I think we wanted to see. It just, I don't think the time was there. And they only covered this was it 1966 all the way into 1988. You could do a movie for every year of his life. That's how full his life is. Could you imagine having a biopic for every year since from the Wiz and on? I'd have been like, hell yeah.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, I was expecting to see like after Walter Yetnikoff. Oh, by the way, I love that scene. I'm glad they included that. Um, After he like was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna just snatch my big artist off of you off of MTV, so y'all can get y'all money and y'all views and stuff, because I'm not allowing them on there if y'all don't want to put Michael on there." So then they, of course, we know like they finally put Billie Jean on there, but I thought we were gonna see like they were saying like watching them on TV like, "Oh my God, Michael, like look, you're on there," or something like that.
Mm. They could have. I think they could have did more, but I don't. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that got on the cutting floor. That's all I gotta say. I knew Michael was going to be hard, because it's like Michael was famous his whole entire life. So that's what makes him unique. Some people, their fame is, it fades. Michael, remember when he did This Is It and he was surprised on how fast his concert sold. And then like all 50 shows sold out insanely fast.
Mm-hmm.
Michael was surprised of his own fame. Like, like, how do you surprise the artist? So it's just like I don't think even Michael knew how big Michael was. So he's a very unique artist. He's a very, and I know for me, I've always said I resonated to the underdog in him. You know, you look at his brothers; they're super muscular. You know, they got some nice apple bottom booties going on. You know, they're all handsome, but Michael was a little scrawny one. It's like you would have never guessed this is going to be the one that breaks out. Like when my mom was growing up, she was huge on Jermaine, like huge on Jermaine Jackson. Oh, Jermaine got the best voice. Jermaine's the one. That's my mom. That's I didn't say my mama said that, but it's like Michael said no. What I love about Michael's story, he knew his worth and he found someone to believe in his vision, a team of people to believe in his vision to get him to where he was. And
Mhm.
I think that's what's part of we could all learn from that. A lot of artists are in this, chat. Yo, know your worth and keep believing in what you believe about yourself until you find people like to back up what you see yourself as. Like I said, Michael didn't start that way. He transformed. I'm not saying get plastic surgery. I mean, you could if you want, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just even his clothes changed, his energy changed, his skin changed. Michael transformed into that. Um, we even see it in early off the wall or pre off the wall versus off the wall. Even that transformation, the skin got better, the swag, he started feeling himself. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Believe in yourself. That's what I'm saying. Like that's definitely part of this movie too. Believe in yourself. Make people see what how you see yourself. Nobody could have told me when I was a kid Michael would be this big in death. Like what? Like how are you bigger in death? Charting almost at 1 billion already at a movie. Shout out to Jafar did his thing though. I'm so proud of him. So proud of him. I regret not seeing him in New York. I had the opportunity. I just didn't want to look like a school teacher. I should have just came and looked like a school teacher. Oh man. All right, y'all. We gonna go, but we are gonna go with a clip. We are going to show you the clip of me coming out of Lincoln Center for our Michael Jackson celebration. And keep your fits on, keep your foot on these fake critics' necks. Let's get to 1 billion as quickly as possible so I can stop watching the movie. Because I ain't stopping until we get to 1 billion. If I see the movie 14 times and we're still not at 1 billion, I'm not going to stop seeing it till it's out the theaters or at 1 billion, whatever comes first. Again, we have to think about the time issues. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. There is a reason why they didn't want a long film, and I'm going by like movies like Avatar and stuff. When a movie is too long, a lot of people do not go back and see it more than one time. So I only saw Avatar once because I wasn't sitting there for 3 hours and 50 minutes again. No way. I think the movie was 3 hours and then the trailer was 30 minutes. I said, I'm not doing this again. And I loved Avatar. And there's another movie that was long. And I said, no, mm-mm, mm-mm.
I think they could probably add a few more, like maybe take it to the 2.5 hour mark.
They could have. With some of the things you suggest, they could have. I agree.
They for part two, because I think that one it's a bit more. I feel like there's so many things in there that they would have to include. Um, like part one, I feel like it was easy because a lot of people know, like, especially the Thriller era. A lot of people know like how the Thriller era was, the success and stuff. And then of course they sprinkled in some details like the backstory of Beat It and the MTV thing and all that. So, but part two, that's going to be something that not the locals don't know too much about unless they do their research between now and then. But I think they could probably add in make it to where it's like 2.5 hours, because I looked back today because I watched the F1 movie. I watched it sometime last year and it felt like a really full movie. I'm like, dang, how long is this movie? And I looked at the duration. I looked at it, it said like 2 hours and 35 minutes. To me, it
The
felt
one
like,
with Brad Pitt?
yeah, that's a good movie.
It is still long.
It felt like it didn't feel like it was too short, and it didn't feel like it was too long. It was like that perfect length. So I think if they can find that to where it's not keeping people there too long, but it doesn't also feel rushed, I think that'll be good.
That's fine. 2.5 is fine because with the trailers it's 3 hours. But like if you have like a movie like Avatar, nah, bro. Yo. I have a very short attention span. So it's just surprisingly movies work for me, but I think movies are being edited well enough for people like me to sit in the movies. Point in case the Michael Jackson biopic. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, of course, when part 2 comes out, hopefully me and Tori could be more in the trenches. But yeah, good night, everybody. We have another clip, and then I'm going to bed. So with that being said, hopefully I'll see you guys on weekly moving forward. And of course, keep my family and friends in prayer. There are things going on, but I'm ready to come out the trenches. So with that being said, good night. And thank you, Toy, for just jumping in.
Oh, no problem.
I hate us 4 hours. Look at the 3:55.
Oh God.
Good night, y'all. Young and innocent. Do you remember? All the come on, Spidey, your movie's coming out soon.
She gotta be okay. And head. Anybody see that? Oh, is that good? Wait, no neck. I got a problem. 3, 2,